What is up, y'all? Welcome into the stream. Appreciate y'all. Welcome back for another NASCAR weekend right here on the Go at CeeLo. We've had some great weekends together, and we're now here in my great state of Tennessee. It's Bristol, baby. That's right, Bristol, Tennessee, the home of the last great Coliseum, and we're here live on the channel. So we're going to be bringing you today the live qualifying for the NASCAR Cup Series. They're going to do practice first, I assume, because I think practice it starts at, it said qualifying started at 4, so I didn't know what was going to happen. So I decided, let's just go live. If we sit here and watch practice for a little bit, we sit here and watch practice. But qualifying is at 4:50 or 3:50. I don't know. I'm so weird on the schedules here, but we're going to hang out together until it's over, until we crown a pole champion for the Food City 500. It's kind of a throwback. If you guys watched the video that we had this week on Friday, I released another paint scheme weekend preview. Little throwback action this week for the Food City 500. The old logo is back. Right here. Look, right here. The old Food City 500 logo is right there. And then they're going to be painting. They painted the walls white and red stripes like the old days as well. So the old Bristol is back. We have it under concrete again, back to concrete. Though, you know, pretty much during the dirt race, it was pretty much concrete by the end of the race anyways. But no more dirt. We're done with that. And we're back here for some live coverage of the NASCAR Cup Series. And then right after this is over, we'll take about a 45-minute break. And we're going to bring you the Truck Series. And by the second, I think when we get to the second round of the qualifying, I will put the link in the message below, above you guys in the chat. And you guys can meet me back at around 6:45 Central for the truck race tonight. Bristol under the lights. The Craftsman Truck Series are back. They had the week off last week in Phoenix, and now they're back. So this week, Xfinity Series is off this week. So when does the NASCAR Cup Series get off? I don't know when it is, but they've been going strong pretty quick. So I'm sure they're due for a break soon. So appreciate everybody being here. The emojis are changed for this week, so make sure you guys are using your emojis. I know Gavin's excited that I added the 48. I knew a lot of more 48 fans were here. I know Mountain Billy is a big Penske guy, but he's more Logano and Blaney. So, but Cindric's been kind of having a rough time. So I figured, a lot of people like 48, the Hendricks guys, the Chevys. We'll put them in there. But if we get more members, the more emojis we can get. And the more emojis you have, the more you can choose. So become a member. 99 cents gets you the membership. It's really simple, really easy. But last time NASCAR Cup Series was here at Bristol, I was there, and we did have a vlog as well for that, so make sure you go check that out on our channel. I released that a couple weeks ago, my full experience at the Bristol night race, the Bass Pro Shops night race at Bristol Motor Speedway, so make sure you go check that out on our channel. We'll put the link as well in there. So what's going on, everybody? Let's go check the chat really quick. Triton hit me with a freeze already, so I'll beat him to the punch. And we're going to listen to Denny Hamlin. He's being interviewed right now.
And what's that feel that you know you want in a race-winning car?
Yeah, it's I usually know right away whether we're going to be close or not. Usually, anytime we have speed in practice, that usually equates to a really good race for us. And we've really been good the last few times here, so not a whole lot of complaints. I'm sure we're not going to stay too far off of home base of where we feel like was successful for us last year. So I'm sure Chris and the team has made some good adjustments, and we're going to see what we got here shortly.
Okay, so you're a 3-time winner here at Bristol. You've led over 1,000 laps. So where does Bristol rank on the Denny Hamlin meter of tracks that you like?
It's up there. It's top 5 for sure. It's just, as a driver, you really feel like your skill set can show here. You feel like you can do things to the car to make it, manipulate it to do things that it's not really designed to do. So you definitely feel like you've got a hand in the result a little more at this track than you do others.
All right, well, Denny Hamlin's hoping to have a hand in getting his 5th career pole here at Bristol. Shannon?
I think Denny's going to have to share that list with us.
Okay, so there was Denny Hamlin. Another weird paint scheme for Denny. The FedEx is not there this week. It's some type of engines or something, but it's white and blue and red. It's got a little purple around the 11. So it's still got the little purple in there. Let's go back to the chat. Steven, what's up? Matthew, what's up? Lee, what's going on? Lee, I was there last year in the Bristol night race too. Junior car to win the race. Yeah, so that was a good time. We had a fun time. Avoided the rain. It looked like it was going to pour down rain. Gavin is here. What is going on? Jason says hello. What's up? How are you doing, sir? Daniel Berry, what's going on? Wesley, what's going on? Dennis, what's going on? Bo is here. Rye Fry is here. Ova's here. Kathleen is giving me the applaud. Thank you so much, guys, for being here, y'all. I appreciate y'all hanging out with us. So, just waiting on the practice times. We'll get the practice raw feed going here when it's available. But thank you so much for being here. Make sure you're hitting that like button for us too. Practice is going to start here in about 6 minutes, I guess, playing A and B. And then about now 50 minutes from now, we will bring you the live qualifying. I'm assuming. I'm not sure what we're going to have here, but we'll go on it by what happens here when it comes on. So, but what's up, stupid roofer? Hell yeah, fellas, what's going on? How you doing, sir? Appreciate you being here as well. And you're welcome, Gavin. Like I said, a lot of people, not really too many Cindric fans. I know Mountain Billy was, and there was not many Penske guys, but hey, I figure we'll share the wealth. And the more we get, we can add Cindric back. Maybe we'll get some more folks as well. So if you want to become a member this weekend, you'll have access to all the emojis. We'll be changing them up for the Craftsman Truck Series race coming up at 7 o'clock Central, at 6:45 Central, and all that too. So, and then tomorrow we'll be back here, same place. We'll be here for the Food City 500. That'll be live on the channel about 2 p.m. Central. We'll be doing live audio, our reactions. We'll have in-car cameras. We'll have the leaderboard, the stats, all that good stuff tomorrow like we have been this whole year. So appreciate y'all so much. Last weekend we celebrated 10K. It was so exciting. We had a great time past 10K. Now we're at 10,000, like 60 now. So we've gotten some good subscribers here. The night race in 2019, I've only gone to 2 other tracks, Texas and Talladega. Out of those, Bristol was the best. There you go, Martin. Yeah, Bristol's been a little different, but it's Bristol, baby. They had, what's his name, doing the let's get ready to rumble guy, calling the announcing and all that stuff, so that was fun too. So, Kelly, what's going on? Go Denny, what's going on, Kelly? How are you too as well? So, make sure you're hitting that like button, y'all. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes during this qualifying stream. Hit the subscribe button if you have not subscribed already. And let's see if this is working yet. Food City race results. Nothing yet. But remember last week we had issues with the raw feed big time. So we'll have to figure out what is up with that. So let's see here. Let's just go to the main screen here and let's go over who is in it this week. We'll bring in the live sub there. As you guys see that, we're at 10,060. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button for us as well. If you guys are subscribed, that's awesome. You are in the right place for your NASCAR coverage. And we'll just wait for the raw feed to come in. But let's look at the Tyler Reddick there, AJ Allmendinger, and that Mountain Dew and Cheetos. Remember seeing the, what's up, Pierce? What's going on? Make sure you guys go to our video that we did the weekend preview. I'll put a link in the chat as well. Make sure you go check that out. And give me your favorite paint scheme for this weekend. A lot of people said the Trackhouse Racing. A lot of people said AJ Allmendinger. They were my third favorite. The Mountain Dew and Cheetos. Eric Jones there in the Advent Health 43. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the Ballpark Buns and Rolls Chevrolet. Kyle Larson, of course, in the HendricksCars.com. John Hunter Nemechek in the Dollar Tree 42. Kaz Gralla in the 1 November 29 Capital Partners Ford. And then there's Brad Keselowski. Could him and Chris Buescher do well today? Looks like they had it under control with this new short track package. Looked like it was really good for them last week. So there is that. Let's see. Kyle Busch, he's here. He's doing the truck race. Could he win? Could he sweep Bristol this weekend? I know Matthew Cooper was talking about it in our comments section about that how Rowdy was going to sweep the weekend here. So what's up, Jamie? What's going on? Steven says, go Joey Logano. There you go. Joey Logano wins the poll. We'll see what happens. Kelly says, my Pittsburgh Steelers made some serious moves in the last few days. Yeah, they got Russell Wilson and all that too. So what's up, Triton there? Matthew JT, what's going on? Hope you're feeling well. Ryan Priest in that 41, HasToolInc.com. Ford, Alex Bowman there in the Ally Ford Chevrolet. Sorry about that. Chase Elliott there. He's in the Napa Auto Parts. Bubba Wallace in the Lido's Toyota. Carson Hocevar had a good running last week in the Cambridge Cal Ripken Senior FDN. So practice and qualifying coming up next for the NASCAR Cup Series. Then they'll have a little break, and then we'll take about 45-minute break here on us, and then we'll bring back the stream for the truck race tonight. Daniel Hemrick in that 31 Calic Racing, Justin Haley in that 51 Ohanafai Ford, Daniel Suarez in that 99 Jockey Outdoors by Luke Bryan Bassmasters Classic. That one looks really good. Josh Berry in that Sunny D Ford, Ross Chastain in the Busch Light Fishing Chevrolet. That one looks really good too. Martin Truex Jr. in the Auto Owners Insurance Toyota. Noah Gragson, what a great run for him last week in that Ford. He said he felt the best that he's been all for a long time. Noah Gragson in that Bass Pro Shops Tracker Boats and ATVs Ranger Boats. Denny Hamlin, they're in the Express Oil Change Toyota, so no FedEx or the brake red car tonight. Ryan Blaney in the Menards Dutch Boy 12 Ford. Chase Briscoe in the Tractors Ford. Chris Buescher, another RFK. Could he win this thing this weekend? We'll see. Ty Gibbs, he's run here so good. He ran here good last year. And then in the spring race with the dirt, he ran here really good during the night race last year. Could he win this? Could he get a pole? He ran really well last week as well. Austin Cindric there in the Discount Tire number 2 Ford. Todd Gillen in the Sidgard 38 Ford. Christopher Bell, the winner last week. Could he win here? Former winner of the spring race here on the dirt last time. DeWalt Ford, the Toyota. Harrison Burton. Oh, there it is. It changed. It's changing on us. Good deal. So let's go here. We're off feed and we're ready for some practice. Let's go. Let's get some practice going. Back at it. Here we go.
At Bristol Motor Speedway, racing's last great coliseum. And look at that surface. It's concrete. The dirt is in a mound over by the drag strip, and that's where it's going to stay because we are back racing on concrete in the spring at Bristol. Hi, everybody. Mike Joy, Kevin Harvick, Clint Boyer with you for practice and qualifying. Something new for the spring race we've not seen in a while. We had the short track package last week. Let's get that out of the way right now. Let's call it the flat track and road course package because it's not used at Bristol. It's not used at Dover. This is more the intermediate package. So what are we going to see in these 2 20-minute practice sessions?
Well, we're going to see a lot of cars on the bottom of the racetrack because of the resin that gives the cars more grip on the racetrack. So for the driver's side of me, I want to be able to get in a rhythm. I got to breathe. This place will take your breath right out of the gate when you start practice. So I'm just going to try to get into a rhythm on the bottom.
What he means by that, folks, is I'm serious. Like, you go out there and you get going and you're ripping around this thing. Next thing you know, you're like,
stupid river. Thank God
it's not breath yet, and you're huffing and puffing.
Not dirt anymore.
That's right. 5 laps in. What's wrong? What's wrong? Nothing. I just need to catch my breath. I'll be right back with you. Let me get back out there. I'll be fine from here on. Every single time I come here, that catches me off guard. But what you won't see today that you'll see tomorrow, this outside line. Look how clean that racetrack is. The resin that Kevin speaks of on that inside, that's what everybody is going to be in today. That will change for tomorrow. So you got to keep that in the back of your mind as you're practicing today. What will it take when this line moves up?
Yeah, we're on board with Christopher Bell, and you see that black resin on the bottom of the racetrack with the rubber already laid on it from the truck series. And right now, you want to see what you can do to apply the throttle from the center out. And right here on the entrance to the corner, you want to let off the brake as quick as possible and start a little partial throttle and right back to the throttle and let that banking and resin rip you off the corner.
Group
Kevin,
A.
You nailed it. That's what the key to this racetrack is. When you lift off that brake pedal that you speak of, that thing needs to keep hooking out yellow line and rotation. If it's pushing up, you're in for a long weekend.
Yeah, you can.
Gyro cam on the right, and you see just how steep the banking is here and how fast the transitions come at both ends.
Yeah, and all the drivers on the racetrack right now are just trying to get into a rhythm. Right. They're trying to make sure that they're breathing. They've all been in the simulator this week trying to figure out their cars and do everything they can to get prepared for this race. But there is nothing like being on the racetrack, and there's really nothing like being here at Bristol. It all just happens so fast.
What do you do? Go to the amusement park, ride the tilt-a-whirl or something?
And that like button, y'all trying to get to 100 likes.
Hello. Suarez got really loose in front of Chris Buescher here. No, the rhythm, though. very much a rhythmatic racetrack. You have to get out there and find that rhythm. Listen to his throttle. Where you lift, about to start-finish line. Roll right back to the gas early and very hard.
It's on right now, Gavin.
Roll. I think that's the key to this racetrack. When I had my car that would roll off the brake pedal, off the throttle, and would do that effectively and consistently, that's when I had the better races.
And we go to a lot of places where you hear us talk about it, and we saw it last week with Alex Bowman's foot cam. You hit the brake and just slowly let off of it. This is going to be a place where you brake and you immediately try to let off the brake pedal to get that roll speed as high as possible to where those front tires will still turn, like Clint is saying.
But seriously, how do you prepare physically for what you're going to endure here?
Well, the biggest thing you want to do here is relax.
What's up, Kelly? Denny's car looks good, blue and white, and it's got a little purple around the 11.
Is so short, you want to be able to relax in the car. I used to always make myself try to move my hands and flex my hands down the straightaway. I would make myself try to take a deep breath down the straightaway just to relax, because it's going to plant you in the seat as you see Joe Logano's head just laid against the headrest, and if you're not relaxed, it'll wear you out quick.
Well, just listen to the throttle time. Listen when he comes off of the corner, back to the gas wide open, 1,000, 2, 1,000, back and lift and getting into the corner. I mean, you have 2 seconds and you're already, by the way,
thank you for that.
if you wait that 2 seconds and think about how that corner is going to be ahead of you, no chance. You have to constantly, when you come out of the corner,
Triton dropping the 8.
Turn 4 right there. He is already looking of what's ahead getting into turn 1.
And this is the thing that's going to make it interesting. We know the cars get worse when they're behind somebody in traffic, and right now you're in that single lane, and that's really kind of what old Bristol was, and everybody was stuck on the bottom lane.
Look at Blaney on the top of the charts right
until
now.
that resin loses a little bit of grip and the high groove starts to come in, but I don't think that'll be till the race. It won't be in this practice.
How I've always explained this place and the speed of it to people is, all right,
you're glad no dirt as well.
Car right in front of you. You're not driving over your hood and looking at him. You feel that guy. You're looking ahead 4, 5, 6 cars ahead of you, because that melee is what you're going to land in if you're not ready for it.
The other thing you don't want to do here is you want to go in the corner and try to have smooth input. If you ever unload that wheel just a little bit to the right to make a correction, it never finishes that nice turn as when you hit it just right, and you can turn the wheel in with one turn to the left, let off the brake, roll, go to partial throttle, and put the pedal right down, and never really turn the wheel any direction but left. So you want to do everything you can to not have a correction to the right in or off the corner.
We had Ryan Blaney, the point leader, and here is Ross Chastain. Top 10 finishes in his last 3 races. There they are.
Ross led the charge last week at Phoenix for the Chevrolets. Chevy didn't have a great week last week as far as the finishes. They had a couple cars with the 24 and the 9 running the top 10 the first half of the race.
So when it says 20 minutes,
it'll be interesting to see how they run this weekend.
Early on, all 3 makes in the top 3 on the speed chart. Blaney for Ford, Busch for Chevrolet, and Wallace for Toyota.
That's good to see, the 3 there. Ryan Blaney, Kyle Busch, Bubba Wallace. The 3 makes at the top, but Ryan Blaney's been out there running 22 laps. Christopher Bell's been out there for 22 laps. John Hunter Nemechek, 21 laps. So definitely the Ford, Ryan Blaney, looking really good here. We'll see what happens. Someone said in there, Blaney's going to get the poll earlier in the chat before we went live. So make sure you're hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, as we are trying to get to 10,100 today. That is our new goal, 10,100. So now next weekend, I am going to be unavailable all weekend. We got some college tours we're doing, and we're going to be out of town. CeeLo is going to take a break. He's been doing this this will be 5 straight weeks of NASCAR, all live coverage all the time. So next week, CeeLo's taking a break. He'll be back for Richmond, though. And we'll definitely do the weekend preview next week. But definitely take a week off and see how it goes. But we'll see how it goes. But appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Hit that like button. We're going to be together the rest of the night and then tomorrow as well. So help us hang out with us tonight. Rowdy Nation. That's right, Stupid Roofer. All the way tonight, Triton says, baby. Let's go, baby. It's Bristol, baby. Have to get that thing for tomorrow. It's Bristol, baby. And what's his name? Let's get ready to rumble. But thank you guys as you're coming in. Hit that like button for us. We got the redeems going for you guys today with your drivers as we are under green flaps here. 8 minutes in of a 20-minute session, so about 12 more minutes left in Group A, and then Group B will come in. But this is Group A that will be qualifying together, and then Group B will come out and do a practice, and then they'll qualify together, and then we'll go to the fastest of each 5, and then we'll move to the second round. So, all right, back in here in just a second, y'all. Practice. We're at practice. The Bushes practice. You saw the thumbnail, the old school Bush practice and qualifying day. Bush's Beans. Bruce Buffer says, let's get ready to rumble.
Well, out west, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick scored big, while Brad Keselowski and Noah Gragson did well in the last 2 races. However, snakebit were Kyle Busch, Austin Cindric, and Bubba Wallace. And trying to find the oasis, Joey Logano, Austin Dillon, Ryan Preece.
They're hurt. Logano, Dillon, and Preece.
Yeah, that's going to be an uphill battle for Preece and Austin Dillon. Preece with the penalty early in the year, but it's a great place for Ryan to rebound. Short track racer. Austin had some terrible luck last week.
Now Joey Logano on the left says he has the car's not turning, and Kyle Busch. Well, let's listen in.
Yeah, he's dominating, man.
Slides the left front. Doesn't have great left rear grip on throttle or entry, and needs noticeable more turn with not losing left rear lateral to land. The rear rears up out of the racetrack a little bit into load, but to initial tip in, it pulls the left front out of the racetrack a little bit, makes it tight. Alright, when I lift, it takes a pretty massive set into the corner, and as soon as it compresses, it does not turn. So it takes a big loose end, but then it does not turn.
This is Logano's car right here. Joey
That's
Logano.
You want that thing to be able to turn the center of the corner when it lands, and Joey's that's going to be hard because you want to let off that brake pedal, and you're going to have to stay on that brake pedal longer in order to keep the car where you need it to be on the racetrack, because you want if it's not where you want, if the car's not doing what you want it to do on entry to the bottom of the racetrack, you either got to slow down more or wait longer to let off the brake.
A lot of times, if you fix that entry, that tight center will help, because you land crooked and it slams that thing in the corner very hard and gets tight.
You're turning to the right.
That's
what
right.
you're saying is when you're loose in, you got to turn the wheel to the right.
Yep.
And then you can't have the wheel already put into the car going left like you want it to be nice and smooth like we talked earlier. You're getting that input to the right that we talk about.
Then trying to get it to do it again.
And it just doesn't load the tires all at one time.
So Larry McReynolds, what do you make of Kyle Busch's comments there?
Yeah, I've been monitoring them, and you heard the radio transmission about sliding the left front and left rear drive. Now remember, unlike the practice at Phoenix last week, this is an impound. They only have the 20 minutes and very limited with adjustments. One thing that they've adjusted on this 8 car is they've been playing with the clicks on the shock. You can change the rebound, the compression. Also, they have a front and rear sway bar. You don't physically change the sway bar, but you can change how soft or how stiff, and that's something else they're working with on that 8 car.
Yeah, well, while you were talking, Larry, we saw a big slide. And what happens when you come out of the compression of the banking and it unloads up onto the straightaway, you saw Kyle's car just almost lift up and slide all the way up off the corner.
It looks like it's really
so Blaney's
loose in, too.
still
He's
leading
still
this with about
we need
7
more
minutes
clicks
to go.
We're going to need more clicks in the 8 ball.
All right, let's check with Jamie Little.
Well, Mike Chase Briscoe watching and listening to everything happening. You know, he's a dirt guy. Well, check this out. I think he either still wishes we were at the dirt or it's just a carryover. So all kidding aside, Chase, what is your opinion about foregoing the dirt race and getting back to more traditional Bristol?
Yeah, I mean, I'm biased, right? Like, I grew up dirt racing. Obviously, with the tractor dealer, the sponsor, I'm a dirt guy. But, I don't know. I think we have to have a dirt race in the Cup Series. We have every other discipline. You know, every other guy gets to go back to their roots, and the dirt guys don't get to anymore. Now, if that's at Bristol, I don't know. You know, I think Eldora would be another really good candidate. But, yeah, I think we need to have have at least one dirt race in the Cup Series. Obviously, we ran really good at them too, so that makes me a little more biased as well. But yeah, I definitely wish we were back on the dirt. But yeah, really cool to be back here at Bristol. Anytime you're at Bristol, it's a cool event. It's a fun racetrack. So yeah, looking forward to it. Hopefully, we have some good speed and can carry our momentum we've been building. And yeah, just looking forward to being back at Bristol.
Yeah, this 14 team been good in qualifying, Mike. 3 straight weeks they've been top 10.
Thanks, Jamie. Bubba Wallace in the top 3. 3rd fastest overall. He is the fastest Toyota over Christopher Bell by quite a margin, more than a 10th here.
Bubba Wallace, look at him in 3rd. 3rd fastest in this group.
A little over 6 minutes to go for Group A practice. Then we'll move on to Group B and then get ready for qualifying.
Every mark.
All right, so let me make sure that comes back. So about, well, let's see, about 6 minutes, 5 minutes, and some change left here for the practice for Group A,
season,
and then Group B will come up.
Toyota Racing,
and then after that, we'll do some qualifying for Group A, and then qualifying for Group B, and the fastest 5 of both of those will move on to, oh, got the commercials on. 1 second, y'all. Sorry about that. So Group A, fastest 5, and the fastest 5 from Group B will move on to the second round, and then the top 10 right there will be settled for the Food City 500. So thank you guys so much. I didn't know if they were not going to televise practice or what, so we just decided to start when practice or qualifying was going to start. So, but we appreciate you. Coming up tonight after this qualifying session is over, after about 45 minutes or an hour or so, we will be doing the truck race. So you guys make sure you're looking for our link that's on our channel up and ready to go for the truck race tonight. Bristol under the lights with the truck race. And Christian Eckes is on the pole tonight, and I predicted him to win over Rowdy. So we'll see if I can finally get one right. He's been dominating here as of late, but Atlanta, he was looking really good, and then he had that leak, and then he finished 6th, I believe, at Vegas. They were off last week, so I think a win is in store for that 19th, so we'll see what happens. But Kyle Busch will be racing in the truck race tonight, so we'll see what he can do. He starts 3rd on the list for that, but we'll go over all the list of what that's going to be when that comes here. So, host, it's a demolition truck racing. Yeah, yes, they do. They like to wreck us some trucks for sure. So, make sure you're hitting that like button, y'all. We're trying to get to 100 likes before the qualifying even starts, and hit that subscribe as we're way past our 10,000 goal that we've personally wanted to be at, but we're going for 20K now. My man Matthew in the chat, he was like, let's go get 20K, dude. Let's go, bro. Let's get it. So that's our new goal, 20K, and we're going to fight like heck to get it. So appreciate y'all hanging out here. Corey Heim is your pick, Kelly says. Yeah, well, he won it last year. T-Van, what's up, dude? Truck practice, Kyle was not that fast. Eckes was. Yes, he was. That's why I picked him. Ooh. Marquette versus UConn for the Big East Tournament Final. All right, here we go. Back at it.
Lap average, Chastain, Bell, Gregson, Wallace. Blaney leads all the other consecutive lap categories. So somewhere among those 5 will probably be your fastest Group A qualifier.
Well, again, you know, watching where we were last fall,
I know it's stupid.
We really had to look back on Bell, and the Gibbs guys were really fast, but that Chastain, old Ross the boss, pretty sporty on that long run. Jamie?
Christopher Bell, after such a dominating performance last week, his feedback to the team was, I think we have a flat. I have no grip, so he brought it in. They took all 4 tires off, looked at him. They all seemed fine. They put him back on the race car and just sent him back out just to make sure nothing is broken.
A lot of times when you run a long time here,
thanks for those subscribes, y'all. Appreciate it.
It just starts getting tight to the center, through the center of the corner, which means the front tires won't turn as good as they should. And then when they won't turn, you've got more wheel into it through the center, and then it starts to snap loose on the exit and entry.
Awesome,
so
cool.
That's when
that's what I heard too. 20K, and then they
but you just don't have that option right now, and that's why we see the fall off in the times.
Noah Gregson.
Awesome, Oscar. What's going on? New
speed
subscriber.
chart,
He finished.
In the
What's going
consecutive
on? How you
lap
doing?
charts from 15 laps and up.
Who finished? Who are we talking about? Looking forward to Bristol on the asphalt again, Sean.
We don't have that option.
Helly,
I just heard you say,
Holly
why
says,
isn't
so
the
glad I
outside
got
an
to
option
follow
yet?
through
Why does it
y'all
take
because
time?
I don't get the
Well, they
FS1.
ground that a few
Yeah.
years ago, right? So we could run up there. Then it started creating too
What's up,
much
Karen?
speed
What's
up there.
going
We
on?
didn't
Welcome
like
in.
that, so we took.
Thank
we
you, the
kinda
real
took that away a
McCoy.
little
Appreciate
bit.
that.
Well, now, as it takes rubber, you have to get up there and burn some rubber into it. The resin in the tires is what it is. It gets up there on that patch, and slowly but surely, one car gets up there, two car gets up there. It's kind of like rolling in the outside of a dirt track. Next thing you know, it's the catbird seat right there, the line,
well,
line.
When the top became the dominant line, they added the resin to the bottom of the racetrack to give the bottom more grip longer, and when you needed to pass somebody,
Oscar, who are you asking who
which
finished?
worked out
I
great
don't
for balance on the
understand.
racetrack. And the other reason that everybody goes to the top is exactly what we're seeing right here, because the fall off is over a second, as we saw with Ross Chastain.
Who will win the
50
pole?
straight laps, and it's like 1.2 seconds. So
well, Blaney
when
looks
you
pretty good.
can
We'll
move
have
up
to
the
see what
racetrack
the
and use that top line
section
to
B
not
looks
have
like,
as much
but,
fall off with that momentum around the top.
Denny's pretty good at the
that's what they
pole
do.
here.
And then it just takes time for that to
Christopher
clean up
Bell,
and get that
and
rubber burn into it. You'll see it, start to see it tonight in the
who was the
truck
other
race.
one?
It'll start,
Christopher Bell
and then it'll
and,
continue on into tomorrow.
Was it Blaney? Who did I
Love
have?
that,
Who did I
though.
have? I can't
Ever-changing
remember who
racetrack.
our pole
William
was.
Byron's run 34 laps now.
Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, Kyle Busch.
Sixth fastest.
Yes. But 54% of y'all said another driver. So
56. And the fall off from his fastest lap at lap 6 to the end of the run was only about a second.
Sammy says Chastain or Denny.
Yeah, we spent some time in the Goodyear trailer this morning, and they actually
Yes,
have
I will
a
be.
grip machine that they'll drag
Yes,
around
Mod.
the racetrack and
I
send all
will
the
be.
teams what the grip level is from the bottom, middle, and top lanes, so that they know how it changes. And
You like
and
turtles,
that's
Robert?
always interesting, because you know that your car is going to have to be good on the bottom here to qualify good today, and you need to be in a good rhythm and know what you have, but you better know what balance you want to move up to the top. And you better set
You're
it
going
by
watermelon, huh?
just
Awesome.
knowledge on the bottom.
There it is.
Yeah, so this is the grip machine that Goodyear drags around the racetrack. They drag it behind a truck, and it talks about the friction and everything.
Raj for the win tonight? Oh, that'll be tough.
The team
Back-to-back
reports
wins
to
for
be
him.
able
We'll
to,
see.
Tell us how much grip it has, bottom, middle, and top.
We will see.
So Group A is complete. Ryan Blaney at the top of the speed chart.
All right, so Group A is over. Group A is over. Ryan Blaney, Kyle Busch, Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, Joey Logano, William Byron, Michael McDowell, Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell had a flat tire, so he thought he had a flat tire. They came in, they changed all 4 tires. AJ, the dinger there in 9th, back in that 16 car. I know they're happy to have him back. Of course, AJ Allmendinger only doing Xfinity races. He's off this week. So he's going to be in the 16 and that Mountain Dew and Cheetos car. John Hunter Nemechek in 10th, Suarez in 11th, Chris Buescher 12th, Justin Haley 13th, Noah Gragson 14th, Todd Gillen in 15th, Corey LaJoie 16th, Zane Smith 17th, Daniel Hemrick 18th, Chase Elliott 19th, and Carson Hocevar in 20th. So there is your Group A. That's how they will qualify as well. So we'll see how it goes. T-Van says, got a feeling the truck race is going to be a wreck fest. We'll see. Why are you wearing that hat? I don't like it, and I think you would look much better in a 5 hat. Yes, Robert. I get that a lot, but that's all right. Denny's been my man for a long time, and I understand. Some of y'all don't like him, but hey, like we say in the chat here, you guys can root for anybody you want. No one's going to heckle you for rooting for that person. And it's a fan-friendly chat in here, or driver-friendly chat in here, so I can take it. I can take the heckling for Denny. But you know what? I've been a Denny fan for a long time. I'm going to show it, and hey, sometimes when it don't pay off, it is what it is. But it's what I like. So that's right. Say T-Van. I don't care if T-Van says that. Just be nice about it. Don't go overboard with it, right? So we just kind of keep it nice and clean in here in the chat, a fan-friendly chat, family-friendly as well. Get along with everybody. Everybody has their right to dispute who you don't like and whatever, but we don't take it to a higher level than that. So, but that's the cool thing about NASCAR. Everybody has their drivers they don't like and they do like. That's the cool thing, that we all can come together and watch a race or listen to a race and be at a race and give the middle finger to whoever it is and then laugh about it. So that's what I like about racing. So, when Denny won at Bristol, I was cheering, everybody else was booing. It's just kind of that way it is. All right, here we go. We're now at stage B, Group B.
Session. Cars are placed in the group according
it should
to a
reset here in a second.
Point standings, last race finish, and last race fastest
See, Wesley,
lap.
it's okay.
And in
I want Suarez, but I'm dreaming. Hey, Oscar, it's okay.
Hey,
Hey, you already won one, so it's, that's how it is.
That don't make the final round of 10. The Group A cars will be lined up in row 6 on back in the outside lane for the start of the race. The Group B
used to
cars
despise
on the
Denny,
lane, and that will continue.
But the closer he gets to retirement, the more I respect his accomplishments. Exactly.
You also hear these guys talk about the tires dribbling a lot.
I beat your favorite driver. That's right.
Concrete racetrack has, they've cut it, expansion joints in it. And,
all right, let's see if this resets
within there,
here.
you can feel those violently in these cars. And as that resin, I was looking at the resin down on the race.
Oh, so they put them all together. Okay, that's weird. So now all the drivers are on.
Ty Gibbs is scratched up on the outside of his race car. I saw the 5 off the pace 2 on the bottom. I don't know if he had anything to do with it, but that's definitely contact.
Uh-oh, Ty Gibbs hit the wall.
Ty Gibbs, there it is.
He ruined the paint job on it. What's up with that? Where's Eric Church at?
Well, in the A group,
where's my man
Kyle
Eric
Busch
Church?
Get into the wall a bit. Look at them peeling the wrap off from between the bead of the tire and the rim on the right rear there. So that was a pretty significant hit.
Yeah, not a way to start the
See it off in
weekend.
the distance here.
See, did he
Yeah, he's already way up out of the groove. Just
oh
went
yeah,
straight.
looks like a tire went down. Maybe.
Yeah, and I see him putting some
it
beady
like
dry down in turn 1, 2.
Well, you see it sliding sideways and then shot up the racetrack.
Yeah. So under
Interesting
caution.
to see what intel we gather with the
fluid or something on the track, maybe a leak.
Under caution here.
Here's Jamie.
Well, while we wait for this caution right now, Ryan Blaney fastest in that first group, 36 laps there. I'm hearing all these different comments about how the track is. How was it in your opinion?
It definitely went through a big swing. Kind of from the first run out
Blaney
to the end, second part of that practice there. So, yeah, it's odd. I know they put resin down, which is a little bit different for here. So, could just be, traction tire wearing out. It's just going differently than what I think we've ever had here before, which is neat. It's interesting. It's definitely going to make teams. It's going to make us work really hard. But Dutch Board, Menards, Ford Mustang was pretty good. I'd like to be a little bit better on the long run, but it's nice to know we have decent speed. It's just, like you said, just trying to figure out where the track's changing, how it's going. That's going to be a huge challenge for drivers and teams, which that's how it should be. Make it very interesting.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah.
A lot of question marks here at Bristol. Cleanup continues, so we'll step away for a moment with the red flag out for Ty Gibbs.
So Ty Gibbs just hit the wall. So Eric Church's boy, 54. A lot of predictions of Ty Gibbs winning this thing tomorrow. We'll see if this messes up his qualifying run. I don't know. I know I'm one of the few, or only I'm missing the dirt track already, Holly says. You could be part of the few. All right, let's just see. We got 300, almost 50 people in here. Let me see in the chat. I want you to see. I want to put a yes if you're glad the dirt is gone, or no if you're missing the dirt this weekend at Bristol. So yes, that you're glad it's gone, or no, that you wish it was back. So let me see. Yes or no in the chat if you think you're missing it. Clean up on aisle 54. Here you go, Kelly. Ty Gibbs will never win a cup race, so don't fool yourself, Robert says. I feel the tomorrow's race will be very interesting. Me too. Kelly says Chase posted a time. Triton says no. Stoop Roofer says yes. Sean says yes. Rebel says yes. Sammy says no. T-Van says yes. Jamie says yes, yes. Karen says dirt is nice, but it's been a long time. Yes, right. Stupid Roofer says no dirt. David says yes. Karen says she kind of misses. She kind of misses the dirt. Kelly says yes and no. Think that they should race there twice. Well, they do race here twice. I'm glad they got rid of the dirt because a lot of people slid in it. Yes, Wayne. Holly says nothing like to get some dirt on your race when I was there. Oh, yeah, right. That big dirt devil. That was crazy. New to this says yes. Mr. Pearson says yes. Train says dirt equals more action. Eldora should be a good place for a dirt race, but not Bristol. There you go. Understand that, Robert. T-Van says go race Eldora. There you go. T-Van says that too. Joe Bob says dirt was cool. So like a little mixture of y'all on the dirt. If you missed the dirt, that'll probably be the poll question tomorrow. Do you miss the dirt? That'll probably definitely be the poll question tomorrow for the race. I like dirt, but not at Bristol. Snick Rep 56 says I like dirt, but not at Bristol. Oscar says dirt in Chihuahua expansion. We'll see. So here we go. Back to it.
Final Oregon, Colorado tonight at 9 Eastern on 5.
Thanks for all those subscribes too, guys. We're almost to 10,070. Eldora for sure. Maybe one day we're going back to debris instead
Group
of
B
dirt. That's
drivers
right.
are shown in white on the
Green
pylon.
flag.
And Kyle Larson rolled around the apron a couple of laps, did not get up on track just prior to that.
Kyle Larson joking that he was going to bring 1,000 more horsepower this weekend.
Now he's back in, and we have some radio from Ty Gibbs' team.
I got something going on the front end of this thing. Something's loose. Yeah, I'm fine. I have that toe damage. I got something loose though. Something's loose in the steering. It's like rolling off the road. I'm really weird. It's like my steering's really soft. And it's like really, it's just sliding through everything. Like I have my wheel input and I got nothing. It's just kind of funky.
Jamie?
And Chris Gale is his crew chief, and he's listening on the radio right now. They're trying to look at the car. He said he's good to chat. I know you're getting feedback on what the damage could be. They're checking out the right side. He said there's certainly damage. They're going to swap the tires out. You heard the feedback there. Something was
it's going to be good, the All-Star race there. Hopefully we'll be able to do that one.
Just talking about the potential damage here, what do you know right now?
We know the toe's off in the rear from hitting the wall, so we're just trying to evaluate whether it's a toe link or whether it's a lower or upper control arm right now, and then what we need to fix.
Thanks for your time, Mike.
Wow. Now there's a young fellow who's got his season off to a great start, and yet did he even complete a lap? Yes, he did. He ran one lap before that happened.
One lap
in this practice.
Well, the thing that I'm really intrigued about, Mike, is what Ryan Blaney was talking about when we talked before.
Where was he when he ran a lap? Where's he
Larry
at?
informed us that the resin this is the first time they've just put the resin down for the grippy part of the racetrack on the bottom. And you heard Ryan Blaney talk about how much it changed. And now I'm intrigued because of what could change on the bottom and what the tires look like and the fall off in the tires and what might happen, because it's going to be really, really confusing as to what you need in your car to race on Sunday when you need to run on the bottom of the racetrack a few laps and race around the top.
Tyler Reddick and that 45 monster.
Got a chance to sit down and talk to Tyler this week, didn't you?
I did, yeah. We had fun. I learned that I think Tyler told me he has 77 shoes in his collection.
77. Well, that's the perks of a job right there.
That's right. That's the perks of it.
I got rid of the 45
very
for the
intriguing,
6.
fun conversation. He was in a great mood, and that always makes our job easier. But got to talk about a lot of fun, insightful stuff to learn about Tyler Reddick.
Subscribing, Oscar, and we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully.
I think that's one thing that a lot of people don't know, are the personalities of some of these guys that are new. And Tyler's a racer that's come from dirt and asphalt and got an interesting story and has a great personality.
Look forward to seeing some of that on pre-race tomorrow.
Yes.
I wish they would get rid of A and just see what Group B looks like.
We didn't show you Austin Dillon on purpose, combined with that, because his season has not had
He has not necessarily had that good start to the season. Very much so.
Who are the 5 drivers with the best average finish, bottom to top? Come on, folks. Help me out here. Yes,
William Byron, yes.
5th, Martin Truex, the 4th best average finish this season.
Ryan Blaney
is the point leader. He is 3rd. Ross Chastain is 2nd. And if you guessed, Ty Gibbs
Wow.
You have the driver with the best average finish this year.
I kept trying to convince myself to put Christopher Bell in there somewhere, but I
You're
forgot
welcome,
he had the
Oscar.
trouble at Las Vegas. But you guys know I've been on the Ty Gibbs train. I think the kid's done a phenomenal job getting up to speed. Obviously, today didn't go like it would, like you would want it to, but I think that he does a good job and finishes races and knows how to get up front.
It looks like your train's doing okay, somewhat successful, but my train is doing a little bit better. Do you remember the car that I told you to keep an eye on?
Well, I try to forget half the things that you tell me.
Christopher Bell last week.
You're right. I remember now. Thank you for reminding us.
This kid right here, you're right.
I don't
though.
like this.
Sure has
let's
come a
see
long
what
ways
B's
in a short
got.
amount of time. Very impressive behind the wheel of a race car.
Still very young, very, very young, and it's a lot to take in. You know, we typically talk about the first new guys, how it takes 100 races. He's beat that average of 100.
I mean, we can
races.
see the ones that haven't.
The people that they have
I guess
around this
Burton
kid.
the fastest.
Joe
Yeah,
Gibbs has
ran
done a
7
phenomenal
laps.
job of surrounding him with great team with his personnel underneath
Larson
him. But look
up
at the
there, he's
teammates,
moving on up to
champion
17.
drivers. Just
Keselowski,
absolute studs to learn
Stenhouse.
from week in and week out.
Burton so
Got him
far
back
the
out on the
fastest
racetrack.
of Group B.
Chris Scales analyzed what he thought he needed to analyze, and now the driver has to go through the checklist. Does it feel right? He obviously doesn't think it feels right.
Still shot way up the racetrack.
As a driver, now he's going through a checklist. Okay, what can I give them that's
All right,
better
Ty
information
Gibbs is
than
back on the
what
track.
I've given them to analyze this problem so we can shortcut
Let's see
trying
what he
to
can
fix
do.
it. But
He is not going through a checklist right now. He is
cussing.
trying to find the abort button. That's what he's wanting to do. Something's wicked wrong
Watch
with
Ty
this thing.
Gibbs. Oh, he's back down again.
I mean, look at that. Champion Martin Truex, Christopher Bell, lights out. Just keeps getting better and better. Denny Hamlin, so many race wins.
No, not wins. That's how many laps each of those drivers led last week. First time ever. One team had 4 drivers each lead 50 or more laps.
Gibbs
in one
racing,
race.
man.
I
That
hear
short
you.
track
I'm
package,
more
they loved
impressed with the group. Just look at the group, the lineup that Gibbs has. If you're betting, folks, you bet on them right now. They're on fire.
All right, Jamie, why'd they come back in with the 54?
Well, Mike, good thing you guys talked about him when you did, because he went out for that lap and came in and said something is messed up on this race car. It is not driving like it should, so they're going to go to work extra time here, Mike. I'll keep you posted.
Wow, Ty Gibbs has only completed 3 laps of practice in this session.
Well, guys, look at this leaderboard. The first car in this session is Harrison Burton. He's 13th.
So they're in white. And then Elliott
and
then
that
Larson.
goes right back to what we talked about with Ryan Blaney and that resin being fresh and the speed in the racetrack and how it's changing and how it's slowed down.
Gibbs hit the reset. That's right.
Yeah, one observation, when you look back at Group A or the first group, most of those drivers went
Keeping
out
that
there
like button,
and
y'all
never
are trying to
came
get to
in. We talked
100
about
likes.
Ross
We got
Chastain
400
running
folks in
51
here.
laps. You had Christopher
Where we
Bell
at?
that
Oh, yeah,
ran
we're over 100
48.
likes. Woo, thanks,
Bubba
guys.
Wallace ran 56.
For
What
some
I'm
reason,
seeing
my
with this
laptop
group, very
never,
few,
it just
if
freezes.
any, are
there.
making long runs. They're going out there and running 6, 8, 10 laps, coming back in and making adjustments. So things are definitely different for this group right here.
But the reason is, in my opinion, is exactly what you said. I think that resin's wearing out. This track grip level is way down from that first session, and these guys have their
Hitting that
hands full.
subscribe
We need
too, guys.
adjustments. I think that grip level was way up in that first group, and their cars handled better.
I don't
You
either.
can see that car right there in front of Tyler Reddick. Half a groove up the racetrack out of the resin.
So it looks like
And that tells me
Keselowski
that
now.
The cars are tight going to the center of the
Let's
corner
see.
and just can't hold them down without slowing down.
Burton
That was
still?
Cascarella,
Yes.
who is struggling to find speed here with a best lap of 16:60 or 16:20, whereas the fastest driver in this session, Burton, 15:32. 9 minutes to go in Group B practice. Then we'll get them ready to qualify here at Bristol.
So do you guys like this new way of qualifying? Group B, Group A, Group B. Not everybody on the track at the same time during practice. They kind of split it up a little bit. And then Group A does their thing. Group B does their thing. Then Group A qualifies. Group B qualifies. And then the top 5. And then we get a pole setter. Stu Proofer says no. He doesn't like it. Should be interesting. So I guess when they go to super speedways, though, it's all the same. Back to normal. But the short track stuff, I guess when we go to Talladega, it won't be like that, right? If we go to Talladega, it's not going to be like that. It will be back to what we did at Daytona. Is that what's going to happen? Does anybody know? I know they didn't do it at Daytona because we had the twin duels for they had the pole, but we didn't do that there in Daytona. So make sure you're hitting that like button, y'all. Hitting that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 10,070. 400 of us here watching with us, watching some qualifying. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Qualifying will be up here in just, let's see, about 12 minutes or so. We will have qualifying starting, but this is Group B practice. Group B practice. Already got 100 likes. We like that. Got our business out of the way. Keep hitting that like button for us. If you're looking for a driver, just let me know. I'll scroll up for you. Lee says they need to go back to the way it was in the mid-90s. One car, fastest car on the pole. There you go. Holly says, appreciate y'all too. Awesome, Holly. Stupid River says, I'm a NASCAR purist. Go back to the normal. Get rid of stage cautions while they're at it. Just keep on racing. Even if the guy has a 10-second lead. Just keep on racing. So you want to go away from the playoffs too as well? Are you going to go away from the playoffs as well? I like them to practice, need more practice. I don't care if they split them up for practice, but one group for qualifying. I guess they were saying that it wasn't fair that everybody was qualifying and then everybody was practicing and then everybody went and qualified. And whoever, that first couple cars they didn't have a chance to cool their car down. So this way they can. So back out of here.
Dogging him, Clinton. He's just in there digging all the time.
I'd say there it is, folks. There's your words.
You can tell Kevin was getting excited about it because his voice changed a little bit. He's like, oh, I got it now. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, how in the world am I going to get this in?
I was wondering.
On a normal race broadcast.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, NASCAR's #1 on the charts podcast. Happy Hour, presented by NASCAR on Fox.
Happy Hour. I need to watch. Thank you so much, Zorro, for that subscribe. Appreciate that.
On board with that.
Yeah, we've been having fun with podcasts. We had a pretty entertaining with Cowboy Cerrone this
Playoffs
week
gone.
On our Thursday interview.
Oh, Kyle Larson, Cindy.
Talk about beating people up. Is that what you did?
I asked him, he's been racing off-road buggies, and I asked him, I said, you ever been close to getting in a fight? And he told the story about the time he was close to getting in a fight. Could you imagine?
No.
Picking on Cowboy, not knowing it?
Well,
there you go, Clint. Look.
All right, so you hear drivers talk about the resin on the bottom and the things changing. You can see where they're straddling that right there? That's how much it's wearing out. They haven't been running in that middle, and it definitely is wearing out. The other thing that I see, you hear these drivers talk about their tires dribbling. Well, that's why it dribbles. That's
these lines,
cracks in the
right
marks.
here.
Every
these
time
cracks.
you run over that, it's like all the way through. That's hard to keep that tire down on the ground and making contact.
Sure.
For more, here's Jamie.
Well, Bubba Wallace seemed to have had it figured out. 56 laps, third overall in the speed charts. We're not hearing a lot of good feedback out there, Bubba. Tell me about your car and specifically the resin and how that is affecting the handling of your car.
Yeah. You think he was a 10th best driver last year?
It's all relative. We have really good meetings coming into weekends like this to where you have to expect certain things.
So Burton's still the fastest in Group B. And then Elliott, and then Larson.
Group, but if we were in a second, we could be with our Toyota teammates. So I think the biggest thing for us as drivers, as for feedback, is to not freak out.
This is Bubba right here.
Our own path. I thought we did a really good job with that in our Leidos Toyota. Yeah, the resin is a little bit smoother feeling. Like, I feel like it's a little bit more line sensitive. I really got a notice of that in watching truck practice and qualifying, and those boys missed it by a tire width. Their lap was no good. So really have to be disciplined, and I think that's going to pay off for us on the Cup side. So we'll see. It's Bristol, way faster than being on dirt. I'm more out already.
That's Bubba Wallace. Watching Ricky Stenhouse pull up to Kaz Gralla there. Ty Gibbs did get out on track for about 8 or 10 laps, but he is back in the pits. Chase Elliott, second fastest in the B group, 16th overall, has run 29 laps.
And this is going to be challenging, Mike. You heard Bubba Wallace allude to it again, just how much he knows that it's changed from his group. And I'd rather be in the second group today, Clint, because you need to qualify well today. You got to qualify well today, and you're going to have a better read on your car. So Bubba needs to know exactly what the pace difference is from his group to this group and know what these guys are fighting, because qualifying is going to be a challenge, not knowing exactly where the grip level is early.
Great opinion,
well, it's
Kelly.
Basically, what I'm going to call it 4/10 slower. 4/10, almost a half a second
Logano having a bad
slower.
year. He is.
So here's
Leroy.
Harrison Burton. He is fastest in the B group, 13th overall, driving for the Wood brothers. Let's go under the helmet with the second generation driver.
I grew up in Huntersville, North Carolina. I still live there now. I wanted to be a race car driver so young that I can't even remember the first moment I wanted to be one. I remember playing with race cars when I was a little kid and running my first race when I was 4. If I'm going to treat myself, I'm definitely going to eat some Italian food. I think that's my go-to, is get a nice big chicken parm with some spaghetti, and I'm in a good mood from there on out.
I had that for dinner last night.
2 minutes to go in Group B practice. Denny Hamlin, 30th overall, and he's pretty much right in the middle of
Came
Group
close
B.
last week, Lee.
Right here as we come down to the final minute.
Then he had
and
a
half of practice.
bad. Oh, we're going backwards on this.
Larry McReynolds has been working the radios, and Larry, Ty Gibbs, that
2-minute
mystifying
warning.
issue. What do you think?
Yeah, I've been watching the radio's transmission on now and listening to it, and they had him quit a little early where they had time to look at things. I honestly believe with that thing being off from the time he hit the racetrack, these cars have rack and pinion steering. I think they've just got a simple rack issue. They need to change the rack out, and I think they'll be good to go.
You see what I wrote down a question to Kevin as soon as that came out?
I think
rack.
You're paying attention.
Honestly,
what's up, D?
I heard you guys all talk about it. I didn't get to drive this race car, but I've heard you have trouble with it. Stuart Haas, everybody has their time with that. And when it's got like it has fluid or air in it, if you will, and it just doesn't work.
Now, is the steering rack, I know they're all single source parts, but is that one of the sealed parts that the teams can't
Exactly.
work on? You pretty much have to use it the way you get it?
Your local Olive Garden can help you out there,
Trey.
Trey.
A lot of work to it. I mean, you have to get the parts in pieces, but they can definitely analyze it and do some things to it to quality control it.
Okay.
Woo, that car's getting loose.
Man,
that thing was loose from the time he let out of the gas.
These cars are close. This is typically, we were talking about this before we came on the air, Clint. This typically was a good racetrack for me. And we got lapped 5 times here in the last race. And it was just one of those days where the front end would not turn. And this is going to be one of those races where there's going to be some cars that just totally miss it because of this practice session right here.
You were tied with Jeff Gordon. The lead lap finishes at 32, and you blew it on the last race.
So Dallas.
I appreciate that.
It's right here on the sheet. You see this?
I love how you pick out my downfalls.
Practice is over as Kyle Larson completes the final lap of the session. Harrison Burton fastest in Group B.
All right, so practice is over. I didn't really know what they were going to do because it said it started at 4 on TV, but it just said qualifying. So I didn't know. So now our stream says 500 Food City 500 qualifying / practice at Bristol. So I changed it so we don't see you say chicken parm and Dallas shows up. That's right. So there is your Ryan Blaney, the fastest car on the track from both practices. Kyle Busch, Bubba Wallace, Chastain, Logano. So there is now Group A that's going to qualify. We're in Group A now in qualifying. AJ Allmendinger, Zane Smith, Joey Logano, Corey LaJoie, Daniel Hemrick, Justin Haley, John Hunter Nemechek, Todd Gilliland, Kyle Busch, Noah Gragson, Bubba Wallace, Daniel Suarez, Michael McDowell, William Byron, Chris Buescher, Ross Chastain, Christopher Bell, and Ryan Blaney is your Group A qualifiers, and the top 5 of this will go on to the second round. So make sure you're hitting that like button, see if we can get to 150 on the likes, and move on. Keep on hitting that subscribe as well. We're trying to get to 10,070, but if you guys have already subscribed, we appreciate you being here. And welcome back to On the Go at CeeLo. So we're going to be bringing you the live coverage after this, about 45 minutes after the qualifying's over. We'll be doing the truck race. And then tomorrow, we'll be doing the race at 2 o'clock. So Bo Peep, I had to turn 4 season tickets in for. Oh, really, Bo? I didn't know you had season tickets there. Wow, really? Man, a couple times we must have been there together. Didn't know it, but I was there last year and turned one, right into turn 1, and you guys can look at that. We did a vlog for that too, and that's on the channel as well. And it's my full experience at the Bristol night race. That sucks, Bo Peep. Good to see you, buddy. But we're just waiting on the commercial break to come back. Thanks for the subscribes. Thanks for the likes. Appreciate all the love, y'all. As racing has really exploded the channel here on NASCAR. Has really exploded our channel. And we've got to meet tons of new folks, a lot of new relationships. And I'm so glad you guys get to hang out with us on the weekend. So it's really helped our channel, helped me also as well. We are part of the YouTube Partners program too. So if you would like to show your appreciation to become a member or send a super chat or a super sticker or Venmo or whatever you like to do, that's in the description to help us out as well. And we're back. Here we go.
Brian Blaney is our point leader and our series champ. He is fastest in Group A. Group B, another Ford, Harrison
What's up, Barry?
Burton,
He had a bad so far, man.
Group B.
You're welcome,
but
buddy.
The difference in their fast laps is a full 0.3 of a second, and that's because what happened between Group A and Group B to this racetrack?
It is all about the resin on the bottom of the racetrack, and it's thrown these guys for a little bit of confusion in what they need with their car, how fast they should be going.
Sir.
Group A, Group B, drastically different. We got marbles up the racetrack.
There's a good shot of the marbles.
Yeah.
You see them all up in here. Look at all that. Marbles everywhere.
Jamie, is anybody down there happy?
I haven't met a driver that's happy yet, but Chase Elliott gave some good feedback. I was listening to your radio. The hot word right now is resin. How did it impact your runs there? What did you learn about it?
Yeah, it was really weird. When I went out on stickers, it felt
we see
very
those
much
nines.
like Bristol, normal. And all I did was make those 2 laps, and then the caution came out and went back out, and I just didn't have a front end anymore. So everything, really after that, I think was kind of junk for our group as a whole. So I don't really think any of that was reality. I don't know if. I'm not really sure why. I don't know if we picked up something, the tires being hot, and we picked up, some of that stuff they had put down, or it didn't jive with the rubber. But I've never experienced anything like that before. That was a first
Georgia,
for me.
what's going on? Welcome in, Georgia.
It was super
Lee.
weird.
Welcome back.
Like I said, just totally off the spectrum.
Good afternoon,
of
Rodney.
Lost,
what's going
lost
on?
my front
Welcome
end and wasn't expecting that. So it and I kept thinking it was going to come back, and it just never did. So, but it sounded like everybody was kind of in the same boat. So we'll make our best guess and try to go fast.
I was going to ask you, now you have to put that aside and go put down 2 fast laps. So what kind of information can you gather just to help you for qualifying?
Awesome Vegas Truex. Got to meet him. That's awesome.
I kind of had in my gut where I felt like my balance was in those first couple laps, and
you got to see Truex win. Awesome,
Vegas.
Vegas.
Off that and assume that we're going to have a front end again when you put stickers back on. I think we will have it back.
NASCAR's rigged. All right, Jason.
And we certainly don't want to adjust to where we ended, that practice and go out and qualify. I think it'd be way too loose. So we're gonna adjust and go with what we feel like is our best guess, assuming we have front tires back on the car again.
There you go,
Certainly
Trey.
more questions than answers down here, Mike.
But it sure is. Kevin, you like that strategy?
I do, and I think that's the right strategy. And I'm not surprised that I wouldn't say
Teresa?
that it may
What's
be more
going
extreme
on?
than Chase remembers for his stuff. That
I forgot to do the multi-stream, so if you guys are on
Facebook
Facebook trying to talk, I do apologize.
And I'm not surprised about the marbles. We've been here before where the marbles go all over the racetrack, and I've been here plenty of times and been confused, but it definitely seems like it's a little more extreme this time.
I'm not sold that that's tire rubber marbles. I think it's the resin coming up off the racetrack. I mean, if you look how bad that stuff is
just like the
wearing
NFL,
out,
Jason.
Right? You just heard Larry talk about it. We had traction compound. This is different.
Oh,
for
Wesley,
this year,
awesome.
putting the resin down over the traction compound.
Now we put the resin over the traction compound. So, but I will tell you, it's not abnormal for it to come off.
Here we go, the Cheetos and Mountain
What I'm
Dew.
telling you is it's not near as black.
Dinger.
Windshield dyno.
No PJ.
You see those 16s if you're a Dinger fan.
Drivers are complaining, and there's little balls all over the racetrack, Kevin. So I'm thinking that it's coming up off the racetrack. That is my opinion.
I agree with you, but I'm just saying it's not abnormal for it to be have marbles up the racetrack.
And wear out.
Chase is exactly right. This is a complete guess where your balance needs to be, especially for Group A.
They're going against Joey Logano.
Okay. AJ Allmendinger has 23 Cup starts here, 2 top 10 finishes. He has an Xfinity win here as well.
So if you had a lot of grip in that first one, as we noted, it's 3, 4, 5 tenths faster in that first group. You have to be careful. You've got to be mindful that this thing is going to be a lot slower. You've already heard all these other drivers, your teammates and some of their camps saying, hey, man, it is way looser than it was. So
see what Zane
you really don't know what you have
These
when you
guys are
bury
the
that
guinea
thing
pigs.
down in the corner. Because, by the way, you got to go. You got to be full commit.
These guys are the guinea pigs for the whole field because every car that goes is more information for the next guy.
Zane Smith has one Cup start at Bristol and finished second in the trucks here in 2022.
Right now I'm taking this first lap. I'm taking the green flag, and I just want to feel the grip level. Coming to the green, going through turns 1 and 2, and maybe a little bit more through 3 and 4, and then I got to hit it on my second lap with what the grip level is. As to how much roll speed I can have, how hard I drive it in the corner, it's all based on what you feel.
Whoa.
Awesome, Darren. Oh, got a little loose there, Zane Smith.
More than was capable.
I think that's that grip level and lack thereof. You know, last time he was on the racetrack, it was grip and rip. Not the case anymore.
First lap is the
Zane
quicker of the
Smith.
2 for Zane Smith.
Out front. Thank you, Vegas TJG and Thomas
Joey Logano next up.
DeGray.
2
Thank
wins
you
at
for
Bristol.
both subscribing.
But
Thank you,
in
guys.
the last 6 races here, he has no top 10 finishes.
And all these guys are nervous, Mike, because they were in a position to where their track felt much different, like Clint said. So this is a learning experience right out of the pits.
Back to the throttle very early.
There's Logano. Can he turn it around this weekend? We see those 22s
See with his input.
in the chat. 22s.
That car's nervous.
Nervous hands. And in order to be fast here, the back has to kind of be hung out so that the car rotates and does what it needs to do. It's almost like a 4-wheel drift to be fast, but you got to be right on that edge.
For 38.
First lap is faster for Logano by about a tenth. Corey LaJoie up next.
Corey LaJoie.
Finished a Bristol best 15th here 2 years ago.
See the 7s.
Got a
Any
season off to a
LaJoie
great
fans
start.
out
He's
there?
had 2 great races and 2 lackluster ones in the first 4.
Corey usually runs pretty well at Bristol. Good racetrack for him. Got caught up. Well, he was a caution.
He has,
in that
Darren.
fall
It's
race
been
that
bad
I was watching
for him.
back this week, but he was running well before that happened. Had some speed.
Are you more at risk in qualifying here in this situation of underdriving the car or overdriving the racetrack?
Well, I can tell you both. But overdriving, you might be looking for a backup car. Underdriving, you're just going to be wishing you drove a little bit harder. But that thing
We got
is
a little
evil.
loose
Now
in
he's
that
up the
turn.
marbles. Hold on to it, Corey.
These guys are all overdriving their cars for the most part because they were in that first group and
Joey
they just
got loose
expect
in that
more grip
turn.
out of the racetrack
Had a
that is
turn
still going to
4.
be there, and it's just not there.
Well, he's definitely aborting there, especially after getting those marbles up on the top of the racetrack on his tires.
Remember, fastest 5 from each group advance to the final round to run for the Busch Light pole.
Comes
From
Daniel
6th
Hemrick.
on back in this A group, that's how they will line up in the outside lane for tomorrow's 500-lap race. Daniel Hemrick, 12th at Bristol in 2019. His best short track finish in the Cup Series.
What's up, South Virginia, man? What's going on, dude?
This is going to throw this qualifying session all for a loop.
Season like Truex in 22, yeah.
People that don't, people that he expected to be up front,
didn't win a race.
Versa.
Well, we heard Chase Elliott say it. It's purely a guess at this point. And all these early guys, it's like we talked about just a second ago, it's a progression. You see Daniel get a little bit loose on the entry right there.
I'm going to err to the cautious side, though. I'm going to ask my crew chief, hey, maybe put another pound in that right front. I'd like to be a little bit tight, a little snug.
I think Zane's going to do pretty well. I think that
4 out of the 5 have gone faster on their first lap. So it looks to me like they're going to have to get it on the first lap, so that becomes even more of a guess.
Justin Haley in that 51
Ford. As Justin Haley comes out, he has 3 Bristol starts with a best finish of 12th, which is his best short track finish. This looks like this really proves out NASCAR's new procedure of Group A running only against Group A, Group B only against Group B, because it looks like this situation
hang on.
favors the Group B drivers, because qualifying is going to be more like the track was when they practiced, unlike these Group A drivers.
100% spot on. I mean, in all fairness, these guys are, if you compare it to the Group B, yes, but they're not. Right now, they're going to get a second chance at it.
I know,
if
right?
Make that final 10,
Eric
right?
says,
This thing is evil right here. Very
these
loose all the way
turns
around.
are
Problem
rough.
is you get up in them marbles, and it literally is like ice. Even if you're way off the speed right there, you could see how much it slid up, almost got in the wall.
Well, the problem for Group
Someone's
A,
going to hit
they
the wall,
didn't have a lot
Look at that.
to go off of, because they have to make the adjustments to their car before the other group's all the way done.
So, Jamie, what did Joey Logano find out there?
Yeah, Joey Logano found himself as a guinea pig. You third out there. What did you learn? What's the feedback from you as far as what your comfort level was and grip?
Yeah, I'm sure going out early is not a good thing. We couldn't even back up what we ran in race trim. So the track's definitely kind of boogered up a little bit. I don't know what you want to say. It's rubbered up and gotten slower. The words I want to use, I can't use on TV. But, yeah, I mean, we'll see. Hopefully that hangs and we can make a second run. We'll see. I'm not sure if it's faster
Go
or not.
Ross, Steven says.
It's slower than what we ran in practice. So we'll just wait and see.
Logano's car looked like the one so far that was able
Vegas.
to hold the low groove and straddle that bit of resin and or rubber buildup in turn 4. Here's John Hunter Nemechek coming to the line, 5th quickest. And again, the first lap is the lap
42.
Man, that car even looked bad. It was way up out of the track, loose on exit, but when you saw him get into turn 3, it was like wheel lock to the left, shooting up the racetrack.
You think Kurt Busch wants to make a comeback? John, I don't know. I think he's done.
Todd Gilliland has improved his finishing position.
They must need their notes from the dirt race.
Year, and already he's led a career high laps in a season.
Good race car driver. Comes from good stock. Good kid.
Todd
I
Gilliland.
like him behind the wheel of a race car. Fun to watch.
Keep hitting that like button, trying to get to 150 on the likes.
5th quickest bumps Nemechek out of the Fast 5.
Yeah, you just see that second lap. Everybody's gone up the hill in 3 and 4 or 1 and 2. They just try to roll more speed, and there's just not more grip there to go. So I think you need to err on the side of just putting a lap in at the first on the first lap with the left front tire
Clint
right on
says
the yellow line.
X-Driver comes from good stock and hot rods.
Practice when that stuff was
Dark Shadows,
tractioned
what's up?
up and had good grip, so he's really nervous.
Yeah, a lot of that.
Oh, Rowdy's on the track, y'all. Let me see those 8s.
Track was going through some of that transition, maybe at the end of that.
Rowdy.
That first practice.
Well, he was fighting it pretty much the whole practice. With Larry was covering, and he made some shock adjustments. He was in and out of the pits 2 or 3 times there trying to find some grip, but looked like it rolled through 1 and 2 pretty good.
And he got against the wall in one of the early laps of practice. 8 Cup wins at Bristol.
Ooh, where's he at?
Busch.
Second
quick. Richard Childress looking on.
Second quick.
Whoa. Man, you're right, Kevin. That second lap is just no man's land. If you're going to get it on that first one.
Yeah, we didn't see it there, but Kyle drove off into turn 3 and just slipped up the racetrack with the back coming out from underneath him, as we've seen so many cars do.
These cars.
All right, we're halfway through Group A qualifying on a very interesting day at Bristol.
So it's that turns 3 and 4. Looks like on that second lap when those tires get warm, they get into that loose stuff, man, and it gets them loose. So that's kind of weird. Maybe the NASCAR needs to go out there and do something. seeing all these cars messing up there in the second turn there, third turns 3 and 4. But hope everybody's having a good night tonight. Good evening, Kathleen. What's going on? Happy Saturday. Hope you guys are having a great weekend so far. Yesterday, if you guys joined us, we did a Tennessee Volunteers. My boys lost in the SEC tournament, but hopefully we have some chances of doing another race for that, another game with them. They're going to go to the March Madness NCAA tournament starting Thursday. We'll definitely do some type of game here on Thursday or Friday, even if the Tennessee's not playing. And then next weekend, just letting y'all know now, CeeLo is taking the weekend off. He's got some college tours and stuff to do with his daughter, and our son's going to go take a look at some stuff as well. We're just going to get away for the weekend. CeeLo's been doing this for 5 days, 5 races in a row. We'll be right back for Richmond right after it's over. But no coda for me next weekend, so just FYI, we will not be doing any streaming next weekend, but we will let you have the weekend preview and paint scheme like we have been doing every weekend since last 3 weekends. So just FYI, we won't be together next weekend, but we will be back for Richmond. So don't worry, season's long, so we got some time to hang out together. So unacceptable, Stupid Roofer says, unacceptable. That's funny. But yeah, it should have fun. We're going to go to East Tennessee and have some fun. So congratulations on the break. Well-deserved. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate it. Just waking up from a nap, Kathleen? Oh, man, that sounds pretty good. What's a nap? What's a nap? So we took a little break as well after we did 10K. We didn't do anything Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. And then yesterday, on Friday, we did the UT basketball game. So a little reward for hitting that 10K. So T-Van says, anyone else think the 8 and the sponsor run together and don't make any sense? Yeah, it doesn't look good either. Did anyone in B run a lap close to the fastest cars? South Virginia, Harrison Burton in B was the closest. And then Chase, and I think it was Bowman, or no, it was Larson.
Group A is halfway done, and Joey Logano is fastest over Kyle Busch.
Comes Noah Gregson, said he's feeling great in that 10.
Here is Noah Gregson, who's already had 2 top 10 finishes this season. It's his first Cup start at Bristol, but he has 2 Xfinity Series wins
says
here.
Busch can go ahead and plan himself.
He's done a great job, but I'm telling him, you better get it on this first lap because the second lap isn't going to work.
See Bass Pro Shop on the side of Noah's car this week. He's had a lot of success with them in the Xfinity Series.
I like the way it
looked. Good to see him back.
Good line out of 4. Keeps it right down on the yellow line in 1 and 2.
So what are you doing 3 and 4?
Yeah, that's the problem.
And overdrove it just a bit into turn 3.
You cannot overdrive turn 3 on the second lap. And I know,
but you also can't get your confidence up after watching
Lenny, over on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you're giving us a big like on the thing on the stream as well. Just like Lenny. Thank you, Bubba.
And feel it out. Know what grip
and speaking of Bubba, here comes Bubba Wallace.
You can't do that. Full commit first lap.
To a certain degree.
Nope. You better get it all the first lap.
Oh, you
don't wreck my race car.
You got to get it all. Yeah.
How many times you heard that?
Yeah.
Bubba Wallace started the season with 2 top 5s.
So they're having issues with that second one.
Bristol finish of 10th here in 2020 on the concrete.
Oh, no, Kathleen. That sucks.
Top of the board, 15:26.
Call him in, Booty.
Bubba Wallace looked good at practice and a great qualifying run.
Fast in practice as well. Happy with his race car. There it is. Lap 2, getting into 3, slipping around. Aboard.
Truck race is going to have some wrecks tonight. You were correct on that one.
Just call him off.
Whoever said that. All right, here comes Daniel Suarez.
Luke Bryan riding.
All right, Jason, you got your point across.
The Atlanta winner.
Just comment down on that. Everybody's seen you. Everybody hurt you. Bubba Wallace.
Uh-oh. Saw him get loose, getting into turn 3, coming to the green. And that's going to completely demolish this first lap here.
You see the speed difference already lost. It crushes your confidence, too. If that's the case coming to the green, wait a minute. Crew chief, you told me lap 2 to worry about. I'm already in trouble. He's not giving up on it, though.
Okay. I can silence you, though.
Yeah, Daniel's car just never looked like it was in the racetrack like it needed to be, and that was literally coming to the green when it started.
Jamie?
Yeah, Mike, I just talked to Chris Gabehart, crew chief for Denny Hamlin, and said, okay, so you guys are sitting here watching all this happening. What can you do to help your chances? He said there's actually a lot you can do, but we're limited on time. So they adjusted wedge, air pressure.
I'm a pretty nice guy.
They cooled it off in the
I
front
let a
end
lot
a
of
little
things
bit.
slide
He said,
in
we're
here,
doing all we can. If we had more
you ain't
time,
gonna tell
we
me
could
what you're not
definitely
gonna
help
do.
this situation.
Thanks, Jamie. Michael McDowell, 24 starts at Bristol, best finish of 6th here last year. Looks like he's going to knock Corey LaJoie out of the fast spot.
What's up, Matthew? What's up, dude?
This team is
Look at
qualified.
McDowell. He's
all
still
year.
fast,
This is
y'all.
another one I'd just call off.
Second fastest so far. He qualifies so good.
Larry Mack?
He's so close to Wallace.
Yeah, looking at the data that I watched,
Byron hasn't qualified
Bubba
yet.
Wallace, Michael McDowell, and Joey Logano. The big difference for Bubba Wallace versus McDowell and Logano, how early he was able to pick the throttle up off turn 2 and stay in it. I mean, it's substantially much quicker.
Larry, was he full throttle, or are you talking about picking up the throttle partially and then
picking up the throttle? But he was slowly into it, Kevin. It wasn't like he was, wasn't real erratic. It was just nice and smooth.
Yeah, and I think that's the strategy. Hey, get the car in the corner good, get off the brake, and just feed partial throttle through the corner, whatever it'll take to keep it on the white line, as we see William Byron get a little loose off turn 4.
Byron top 10, 3 of the last 4 Bristol races, and he's in the Fast 5, bumping Zane Smith.
There's William Byron right
this
now.
Run by Byron should lock Bubba Wallace into the second round. And does. So Wallace advances, 4 drivers to go. Chris Buescher, runner-up at Phoenix, top 5
Buescher,
in his last
RFK
2
racing,
Bristol
y'all.
starts with a win in 2022.
He's definitely somebody that you should have on your list of doing well here based on what we've seen the last couple races on the concrete here. But what we're seeing right now might change things up, because it's going to come down to a lot of decisions tonight as to what's right and what's wrong for tomorrow.
Well, the biggest answer I want to know is, it's a driver, a team owner, and everything else. So are we going to reapply, or if we do,
got loose. Man, tonight's truck race, dude, is gonna be
He thought
crazy.
about stopping and trying to regroup. What a handful. But again, going back to this, that's what I want answered. What are we going to do to this racetrack? You're going to reapply, you're going to let it go, apply something different because of the weather conditions are now better.
Yeah, he got loose there again.
And I think one thing I'm telling my guys, if I'm a crew chief, one thing I'd be telling my guy is, you gotta be guarded into turn 3. Let's not overdo it into turn 3. We gotta, especially the first lap and come into the green, get in the corner decent, but whatever you do, you can't get loose and miss the bottom.
So
all right, Chastain, let me see those ones in the chat, y'all. Ones in the chat for the watermelon, man, or some watermelon, something like that.
That is a common thread, Kevin, and really the only thing that I can find from here in the booth to attribute that is
same thing.
It's in the shade. Is it cooler over there and this stuff isn't activating as good? It's definitely in the shade compared to turn 1.
Chastain cleaned off the tires on the front straightaway. He's got one more lap to make good.
My Coxtable's way behind you. I have paused you to sink it. Awesome.
Not going to have the speed coming to the white flag, and just not the lap he was looking for. And it all started in turns
like
1 and 2. He just missed the bottom,
here.
was up a lane.
This is off the
and
online
I think that's that
app.
commit level that you're used to here at Bristol, trying to get more out of your car. And it's
Christopher
just not there
Bell.
today. And I think the guys
Let's see what he can do.
that are really patient with it are the ones that are going to have good qualifying laps and
Christopher
keeping
Bell.
the car
Let me
on the
see
bottom.
those 20s.
That's the hard balance on these guys' hands right now. All right, full commitment on the first lap, but if I slipped around,
See those
like
20s in the chat.
Chastain just did there on that first lap. Not only did I blow the first lap, I blew the second lap as well. especially when you do it 3 and 4.
A lot of discipline.
So Chastain locks Joey Logano into the final round. Here is Christopher Bell. Got his 7th career win last week, and they've all come on different racetracks.
Can he knock Rowdy?
I look for him to be good again. Pretty sporty lap he's put together so far. Car looked comfortable.
And he knocks Kyle Busch out of the fast
he
five.
does.
He is 5th right now.
I think that's exactly what he did, too. Just a solid lap. Didn't get
Winner
any
last
more
week.
than it took and just kept the car down on
See
the
if
trail.
he gets that
on the
turn 3
tracks
here.
and really rolled the bottom good. Took what the car would give you.
So Bell locks William Byron into the final round, and the last spot is between Christopher Bell
and Blaney was the
point leader and
fastest.
defending
Remember,
champ,
Blaney was
Ryan
the fastest.
Blaney, who's finished top 5 in his last 3 starts.
If I'm Ryan Blaney's crew chief and this first lap is good, I'm immediately on the radio telling him to stop, because that could be an advantage, having that one less lap for whatever reason. Maybe it's just the sticker tires, but it might be an
slow
advantage.
down the longer you go.
See what Blaney can do.
Back
He
to the
got
gas
it by Christopher
early
Bell
and
by
soon. There
a
it
car
is, and
length.
I think you're right. If he can get through
2
3 and
car
4,
lengths.
he's going
into
to
the
lock
turn.
this thing down. Stop. Lap
good.
1.
Stop.
Blaney, top of the board, 15-13.
All good. Shut it down. You won.
There it is.
So that bumps Christopher
So that
Bell.
turn 3. So
And it
Group
means that
B
Blaney,
is going to have
Wallace,
to learn.
McDowell, Logano, and Byron are moving on to the
So
final
Blaney,
round. Group B
Bubba,
next.
McDowell, and Logano and Byron are your 5. All right, so Bubba, McDowell, Blaney, and Byron and Logano. Oh, sorry, Blaney, Bubba, McDowell, Logano, Byron is your 5. Logano moves on. All right. But remember, Blaney was the fastest in practice as well. Him, Bubba, I think I saw McDowell up there as well, but I didn't think I saw Logano. Logano didn't run that many. So there's your 5, and the rest from 6 down will be on the inside lane starting for the Food City 500, I believe, and Group B will be on the outside lane. I think that's what happened last week. But if you're just coming in, make sure you're hitting that like button for us. If you're new to us, make sure you subscribe for NASCAR content all the time here on the channel. So Brad's got this. We'll see what happens, Jess. Rick says, go 12. What's up, Rick? Robert says that 10 car is looking sweet. Yeah, that Bass Pro Shop's looking good. Hello from Abilene, Texas. Sheila, what's going on? Rookie says, Chevy's bad as expected. Jess says, Brad got this easy. Brad's got this easy. South Virginia says, turn 3 is going to send someone in B to the back tomorrow. Steven says, are you going to Bristol? No, I'm not going to Bristol. Possibly the fall. Definitely the fall, probably. That's what it's looking like right now. So, if you guys, I'd like to plan if I'm going to a race, if some of y'all are going to the race, I'd like to plan a meetup or something. We all can meet up somewhere, have fun talking or whatever. Maybe sit together. I don't know. But that's what it looks like right now for the fall. I'm probably going to Nashville and then going to Bristol, maybe Daytona. I'm not sure yet. According to the script, this is definitely rigged. I agree with you, Jason. Here we go. We know. Here we go. We found the trolls. So when the trolls get you, when they start talking in the chat and they keep on coming, they know you've made it. So it's all right. But Jason with his extra account, letting him known. Pretty nice guy. I'm a pretty nice guy. Don't let really much get us here. So thank you, stupid roofer. All right, here we go.
3 Fords, 1 Toyota, and 1 Chevrolet will advance to the final round from Group A, whose drivers had to contend with a track that was totally unlike what they practiced on about an hour earlier. So Group B will roll out for their qualifying.
Group B at least watched what happened,
and
they
things
saw
may be much like what they saw during practice.
Exactly.
Poor Austin Dillon. We just need a solid weekend. If it's a wreck, he's right behind it, and it's going to end up in his lap, and it's probably going to happen in the first 10 laps. Started out
here goes
way in
Austin
Daytona,
Dillon.
Hasn't got much better last week in Phoenix. Same thing.
I know one thing, Clint. If I was your crew chief today, I'd be nervous because I'd have to be talking to you a lot, and we'd have to change some things from practice, and we'd have to be very precise. And I don't know that you can handle that.
You just told us you were 5 or 6 laps down the last attempt at this racetrack. You just told us that.
Definitely Bristol, or definitely Nashville, and then Bristol for sure.
He was able to kind of diamond it a little bit in 3 and 4.
045, Roma.
Yeah. That car looked like it was a little more stable, doing some things, probably tighter than what I've seen other cars go through.
Martin Truex, D thing. What's up, D?
I want that left front tire covering that yellow line.
No, he was not fastest in practice. Gibbs had an issue. He pretty much ran 3 laps, and that's it.
Well, William Byron will advance to round 2. So is it the resin? Is it the marbles? What's your assessment on the handling today?
Yeah, it's super slick. You know, I feel like the resin it reacts totally different than what we had here in the past. So it seems like when you come out on hot tires, it's even worse. So just trying to understand what our balance really is and trying to figure out what our University Chevy
he will start last.
But we're just a little bit
qualified last.
A little bit free there in qualifying, and just
he only ran 3 laps.
Also turn the center better. So all the typical short track problems, but we got some work to do overnight, I think. But it's nice to
Gralla on the track right now.
Thank you.
Kaz Gralla on track, making his first Bristol Cup start. And these are the best laps he has run today. He had trouble holding the bottom of the racetrack during practice.
The car looks plenty loose, but he did a good job keeping it underneath of him.
Yeah, and I like what William Byron said. He didn't say there's something wrong with the track or this or that. It's just different. And I think that's where we are right now, is this resin is just different, and the track changed
Sonny
compared to where it
D,
started
Josh
and
Berry.
has evolved into
any 4 fans out there? Oh, Jason's back.
It's different. Well, I mean, Ryan Blaney ran 15-1, so what they did to progress through qualifying definitely got better for them.
Josh Berry making his second Bristol Cup start. He also has 3 Xfinity Series races here with 1 top 10 finish.
Kenny Wallace is the best, Charles says.
Top of the chart, 15:29.
That's a good lap.
Josh Berry.
Yeah, we saw the first group. Blaney ran a 13, and I think a 40-something was 5th. So there's going to be a little bit of spread, most likely, through the top 5.
And Berry was 1 and done.
Smart.
Comes Austin Cindric.
Austin Cindric has 1 top 20 finish here. And a 4th place at Atlanta, the highlight of his season so far.
Yeah, I mean, he did well in those Hendricks cars when he was running those, right?
They have a big 4-sided screen visible from anywhere in the infield. They call it Colossus. And evidently the Group B drivers were going to school on Group A, because this group appears to be much more disciplined in their approach to corners at both ends of the racetrack.
Well, they spent their whole practice session under these conditions. That's
Cindric's second fastest right here.
Yeah, their qualifying adjustments definitely came from a more similar track than Group A for sure.
Cindric second fastest. And the first driver in this group whose first lap is the lap of record.
Yeah, he's qualifying.
The fastest driver in Group B in practice,
someone asked if he was fastest in practice. I said no, he only took 3 laps.
As a Bristol
he is going to qualify.
16th
he did do his minimum, I think.
Finished 11th at Atlanta, his best of
this
the
is
season.
Group B, Emmanuel. Group B. This is Group B.
I think you're just going to overall see faster speeds this group. You should. Again, they practice more in these conditions than that Group 1 did.
Vegas. I'd like to go to Vegas.
Burton second quick. 15:35.
Harrison, remember, he lacks fastest in the Group B practice as well.
Time.
He's second fastest.
Back to Jamie.
Denny Hamlin's been watching all of this for qualifying. What are your thoughts as you get ready to go out and give it a whirl?
I think someone pee-peed in the Goodyear rubber mixture. I'm not really sure, but it's definitely really different.
it's kind of enjoyable because everyone's so out in left field right now. But yeah, this is certainly different to be the same tire, and I'm not really sure the mixture of the resin or the tire. It's throwing all of us for a loop here in the short term.
Thanks, Denny.
I was surprised
He's staring
that
at
he
the
used
sky,
that
right?
number. I thought it had been the other one, but
Always quotable. Ryan Priest, 6 starts at Bristol, best finish of
Ryan
9th here in 2020. He's won an Xfinity race here in 2018.
I think so. Wouldn't that be horrible?
these cars all look a little bit more stable in these. It has to be those conditions and just being able to adjust your balance around that a little bit.
They had a little less swing from their practice to qualifying, but I think they're just being a little more disciplined because they know there's not more to
Jones
get.
Now.
Don't you think?
No, okay. I'm going to put it on. I think they had the advantage this time. It's not always that way.
Yeah,
almost
I agree.
every given weekend, it's pretty even. They do a good job of making it fair. It's just the conditions. The track changed a little bit. It's kind of like a dirt track. We see this all the time, by the way. Dirt late model race and sprint car race, and that track will die. Halfway through the qualifying session, it's just luck of the draw.
Yeah.
Here's Eric Jones, who's finished top 10 in 3 of his last 5.
See, Eric Jones, we see those 43s.
Going at Phoenix.
Oh,
a little loose there.
You could actually hear the tires chatter. Da, 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 da. That car hopping out from underneath of him.
Yeah, Blaney's pretty fast.
Third for Jones. First lap was quicker.
So Ty Gibbs is going to go last. That should be interesting. Let's go Byron, Wesley says.
Yeah.
I wish the in-car cameras were on for the qualifying runs.
That's why he was burping again.
You could click on each one as it went through. It would be so cool.
Ricky Stenhouse.
Look at his eyes.
Stenhouse.
Focus in those eyes right there.
Ricky Spinhouse. Thank you for those subscribes, y'all.
6th on his first lap. See how the banking just shoves him down in that seat.
Yeah, you can actually see his whole upper body go to the right and he'll get on the straightaway and it'll come back left.
First lap quicker for Stenhouse as well.
Look how hard he's breathing.
So Josh Berry,
look at his chest.
Still in that top 5 spot. It'd be cool if he gets to qualify in the top 10
for the last 45 seconds.
And that is just typical Bristol qualifying here. You hold your breath, and it is as intense as any lap that you'll ever run.
Up next,
in a
Carson
session.
Hocevar.
Carson Hocevar finished a Cup best 11th at Bristol last year.
And now I'll guarantee you the conversation about backing off is a hard one to have with this one. Carson,
whoa,
man.
Ooh, right high.
Yes, there's the proof of it.
Yes. Carson is figuring it all out, but he is on the gas going forward, pushing the limit all the time.
How good was Suarez in group? He did not make the top 5.
Including loose.
Yeah, and
he got loose in the turn
about what we're doing
right as he started.
Right now in what we're doing, you have to be disciplined and almost back yourself up, and he'll get it.
Look how loose this thing was.
Carson Hocevar takes a bit of a wild ride in qualifying.
All right, so Josh Berry, Harrison Burton, Eric Jones, Cindric, Ryan Priest. We still got to come, though. Alex Bowman, Chase Elliott. He was one of the fastest in Group B. This is Group B that we're in. Chase Briscoe, Brad Keselowski, Kyle Larson. Then we got the Toyotas, Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, Martin Truex Jr., and Ty Gibbs. Now, Ty Gibbs only ran 3 laps during practice. He had some issues with some stuff. They were trying to figure it out. He just said it was not right, so he's going to go last here. But these boys are having fun today. Oh, boy. We'll let them play a little bit, then we'll end their day. Donald says, hey, yo, hey, ho, CeeLo. What's up, Donald? What's going on? For a friend, you're in Bristol. Awesome. Good deal. Just saying for a friend. Where you sitting in Bristol? You in turn 1, 2 on the front stretch, back stretch. There's always a good seat in Bristol. You cannot have a bad seat in Bristol. Not a bad seat at all. So, issue with the wall. Yeah, he hit the wall during practice, yes. But he said it wasn't feeling right from the beginning. So, even when he got on track, he said it wasn't feeling good at all. Oh, you're from home? Oh, you're at home? Okay. Yep. So you know about the back way into Bristol, into, what's it called? Oh, man, what's the new town? Elizabethton. We always go through the back way into Elizabethton to Bristol. We don't deal with that traffic, if you know what I know. Right along that long river back into Elizabethton. So that's how we get to Bristol. Number 5, we'll get the pole. Get ready to be excited, Robert says. Could Larson get the pole? We'll see. You guys voted. Denny Hamlin, 10%. Christopher Bell, 10%. Kyle Busch, 26%. And then other NASCAR driver, 55%. So we'll see what the poll is. Go Tyler Reddick, Roma says. As we're at a commercial break, we'll be bringing back the live audio here in just a second. Make sure you're hitting that like button. We're trying to get to 200 likes on a qualifying stream. And hit that subscribe as well. We're trying to get to 10,100 today before it's over. Is your stomping grounds? Awesome. Very good. Here we go. Back to it here.
Halfway through Group B qualifying to see who makes it into the final round.
So Bowman, Miso's 48. He's new to the emojis, y'all. I did that for some of our members that are Bowman fans. Miso those 48s.
One other thing these guys aren't used to, Clint, typically in the fall, this racetrack has been raced on by the trucks and blown in. This is a relatively green racetrack compared to what they're normally on, with not much rubber on the racetrack and the resin not run in. And
yeah, I mean, essentially all they had is that truck practice is about it.
That's right.
That is it.
Ryan Preece on the hot seat, and he will hold there as Bowman is 7th for now.
All right, thank you, Stupid River.
That's just not a lot of pickup from even race trim for Bowman.
We go Chase.
Looking down the sheet there, ran a 1563.
Let me see those nines.
Trim conditions.
Let me see those San Diego kid. What's up, bro?
Essentially just a tenth faster than what he was in race trim.
Yeah, I really think you just need to put the car in the right spot and let the car do the work and give it as much partial throttle as it'll take to keep it in the right spot and put it down when the front tires turn. And
got it on Preece big time, about 3 car lengths on Preece.
Let's see how he deals with this racetrack. Trying to beat Ryan Preece's 15:47.
Oh, Chase, right to the fastest. I would just cut it off right here, Chase.
Good lap. I think that's going to do it. That'll make that top 5.
First lap is the lap of record for Elliott.
Good job, bud. P1 there.
P1 for Chase Elliott,
slowed down.
Yeah, but that's
I'm
still
on
the
my
best
man, Holly
feeling in the world.
says.
Good job, P1.
I think it was.
Chase is looking good.
I mean,
he's fast.
I think that stacks up.
Remember, he
Still
was second fastest in Group B practice.
Clocking in at a
second
29.
fastest.
I think old Rodney Childress thought that was going to make it as well.
I mean,
7 drivers.
Anything can happen.
Here's
You
Chase
see what happened in
Briscoe,
Atlanta, Manuel. He won.
2 top 10s in the 4
Go
races
Briscoe.
of
Let's see what he can do. No race right now, Michael. This is qualifying. Briscoe, he's up
3
on
Fords
Cindric.
in the Fast 5 right
about
now.
2 car
Barry,
lengths.
Burton, and Cindric.
Teammate Barry just said it had a good lap. Chase Briscoe's following suit. SHR cars seem to be pretty stable for these drivers.
And now Briscoe is fastest in Group B. That'll bump Austin Cindric.
He's going to abort too.
Yeah, and I think that's the right call. Even if you're slow, unless you just missed it by a second, you're just not going to run much faster. If most likely on the second lap at all.
Briscoe fastest. Wow.
Brad Keselowski got his first top 5
right,
of the season.
Where's James Moore at? Here comes Keselowski.
And Larry, he has 3 Cup wins here.
Yeah, but all they've been telling him, Mike, ever since he buckled in that car a few minutes ago, be disciplined. To Kevin's point, paint that yellow line down there in turn 3 and 4. They said that to him 4 or 5 times.
Not as fat as Eric Jones, though. Jones has him by 2 car lengths. Oh, a little closer
but don't
now.
be too disciplined. That one's not going to make it.
Well, that's the tough balance. How disciplined do you need to be? I mean, you have to be disciplined, but it's just so hard to know how fast, when you should let off the brake, how fast to roll in order to, what's the limit?
He only missed it by 2 100ths of a second.
Yeah.
So
Keep
that
hitting
was
that
a
like
good
button.
lap
We're trying to get to 200 likes. Keep on hitting that subscribe,
And
y'all.
Brad is one of the cars that I would say will be in contention, like he was in the fall until he had the accident.
Kyle Larson next. Finished top 10 in 8 of his last 9.
He hasn't been fast.
Bristol starts.
Has he? Here's Larson.
Needs to beat Eric
We
Jones.
see those 5s.
15:35.
5s in the chat. 5s in the chat. Jamie, your boy. Your boy, Jamie.
Rolled the center well, got back to the gas and stayed with it.
There you go,
Third
Cindy.
for Larson.
Dropping those 5s.
Going to try to run another one. They're going to pull him
It's
off.
almost 54
That
time.
third may not
I'll
lock
let you
him
in
in.
training. Here's another Jamie dropping the 5.
I feel good about it. Maybe.
Ooh, second place.
He jumps to second.
Yeah, that's one of the few cars that is picked up on the second lap. So that's
All right, let's see what these
that's probably
Toyotas
a
can
good
do.
sign for Kyle Larson.
I think it just tells you he knew.
This
He knew in the
blue
back of his
and
mind,
white,
man.
red.
I left a lot out there.
Now that will lock Chase Briscoe.
Denny
into the final
Hamlin,
round.
Toyota.
Here's Denny
Go,
Hamlin,
Denny.
who got his 3rd Bristol win last year despite a speeding penalty. Harrison Burton on the hot seat.
Denny.
There's
2
his
car
Denny was
lengths
told to run
in the
2
top
laps
5.
no matter what, and the first one is the fastest.
There you go, baby.
Change of plan.
Go.
That was definitely an audible that was called right there.
And a good one. All right, so Hamlin locks himself in. He and Briscoe will advance to the final round. There's 3 spots left.
Or Josh
next
Berry.
is
I want him in the
Tyler
top 5. I want to give him a
who
shot.
earned more points
Where's
in the
Bell?
2-race West
He
Coast
qualified.
swing
He's in the
than
5.
any other
He's in the
driver.
top 5 as well. He was in Group A. That's right. Tyler Reddick in that 45 Monster Energy Toyota. See what he can do. What's up, Butterfly? What's going on? What's up? Christopher Bell.
10th for Reddick.
Butterfly likes Christopher Bell. Well, we have a Redeem Butterfly. It's Redeem Bell.
Quickest on lap 1. That will lock
Your
Kyle
TV
Larson
pros.
into round 2. 2 spots to go.
Come on.
And even though the race
I want
track is
Josh
at the
Berry in the
bottom
top
of
10.
this,
I want him to see him qualify.
fully enclosed Coliseum, there's a little breeze there, a little bit of wind.
There's Truex.
As
Let me
Martin
see
Truex
those
rolls
19.
He has the best average
Jared,
running position lap
they're
after
getting
lap
hot.
of any driver
They're hot
this
right
season,
now.
but just 2 top 10s to show for it.
Well, he had a great car last week. They came in the middle of that green flag cycle and had to put 4 tires on and came right back through the field to get another solid finish. So they've got the speed. They had the speed last week. We'll see if he's got it again this week.
Josh Berry on the bubble to advance.
Kicked in. Let's
Truex
go 5,
close.
Cindy says.
He needs to pick up 4 100ths right
Oh,
here.
does he get it? Josh
to
Berry's
advance.
holding him.
Got loose
Oh,
in
he
the
got
turn
loose.
3 like we've seen so many cars do today.
He got loose in the
Just
turn.
aborts.
And that'll do it. Berry holds on to that 5th spot
All
for
right,
now.
one last
And
car,
there's
Eric
1
Church.
position left. That locks Chase Elliott into the final round. Jamie.
Well, Mike Ty Gibbs, who talked about the issues he had, he thought something was internal.
right, here
I
we
talked to
go.
his crew chief,
It's
Chris
time,
Gale.
he
He said
said.
there was no smoking gun. They looked it over. They did not
Ty
have
Gibbs.
time to change out the steering rack. He said, we're going to use these 2 laps to try to diagnose it a little bit further. And if we think there's something wrong, we're going to bring it in. We'll make adjustments overnight and start in the back.
Locked in, Holly said.
So either Ty Gibbs or Josh Berry will make it to the final round.
So far, so good. Wasn't
far,
shooting
yeah.
up that racetrack
Josh Berry
so
by
violently
a
like it was in
car.
practice. Hard to trust that race car, though, under these conditions if I'm Ty Gibbs.
Well, and if it is the just a funny feeling from the resin on
Right
the
on
racetrack
top
and
of it.
something that's making him feel uncomfortable, that
Josh
could be
Berry by a
as
half
much
a car
of it as
length.
anything.
Going for one more lap. Let's see if he can get it done. He's close up, slipped up.
Nope.
Right there, couldn't get to the
Josh
throttle.
Berry, look at that.
And the first lap is quicker. Gibbs is 10th.
10th for Gibbs.
So Josh Berry hangs on to the
look at
final
that,
spot
boy.
and will advance to round 2 along with Hamlin, Briscoe, Larson, and Elliott.
Look at Josh Berry in the top 10. Last week it was Carson Hocevar. This week it's Josh Berry. Awesome. Good job for him. Maybe he'll get a good run here and get the pole. Would that be something? Josh Berry, the rookie, on the pole here at Bristol. So hope you're having a great time today. Thank you so much, guys. Almost to 200 likes. Hit that like button. 10 more to go to 200 likes. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe too. We're trying to get to 10,100 tonight. I'll be putting the link in the chat here in just a second. We're going to put the link in the chat for our truck race tonight. It's going to begin at 6:45, 6:50, somewhere around there. Make sure you're over there. Go over and hit the like button for it already. And let me get that going right now as we are in qualifying for the second round. And spots 6 through 10 will start on the outside row, I think. Martin Truex, Burton, Jones, Keselowski, Ty Gibbs, Austin Cindric, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Preece, Stenhouse. Oh, I missed the rest. But they will be 6 through 10. So 6 through 10 in Group A, I think, is on the inside. 6 through 10, rest 6 through 19 or whatever is on the outside for Group B. And then so we'll do 1 through 10 here coming up here in this second round. So hope you guys are enjoying qualifying. We started a little earlier today. We didn't know what was going to happen, but we have we did both A and B practice and qualifying today. So make sure you're hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel. Tomorrow we'll be doing the Food City 500 right here with the audio. We're going to do in-car cams on tomorrow. We'll be doing the leaderboard right like we have here. We're going to have reactions. We'll have a great chat talking NASCAR. We'll have emojis for you members. And then tonight with the truck race, they don't really do too many in-car cams. I don't think they do any, so we won't have that. But we'll have the live audio of the Fox Sports 1 broadcast, plus our reactions or redeems. We'll have emojis for you members. And just going to have fun watching a wreck fest tonight here at Bristol. Should be interesting watching these trucks tonight. But Christian X is on the pole, and I picked him to win. Also, Kyle Busch in the chat is in the race as well today. So hang on, Barry. Karen says, would love to see it, a Daytona 500. Yeah, North East, it's fun. We've been there too. Bo Peep says, love me some Bristol. That's right. So here we go. Back to it here.
Hamlin differed by only 3/100ths of a second. But on the right side of the screen, to make the final round was a difference of a full 1/10 of a second between Group A and Group B. There are the 10 drivers that will advance. Jamie.
How about Josh Berry, first time here at normal Bristol in a Cup car, and you're going on to the second round. So tell me about your day, practice to qualifying.
That was interesting, right? We had those first couple laps, and I was kind of getting my bearings underneath me. The car felt decent, and then we pitted, we went back out, and everybody was slow. Felt like we were in slow motion. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's the spray or the tire or a combination of both or whatever. But yeah, we lost a lot of grip really quick in practice. But Rodney did what he does, right? He said, "Hey, it's the tires. Go drive the hell out of it." And luckily, we were able to have a lap good enough to make the second round there. So. Just want to thank these guys, man. We've had a tough start of the year, but they've kept me pumped up. They told me to go drive hard and try to qualify the best we can, and we were able to get a solid day. So we'll go make another lap here. Just want to thank everybody at Stewart Haas Racing and Sonny D, Harrison's, everybody that's part of this program. We're gonna see what we do here and get ready to race tomorrow.
Well done by you.
Thank you.
Oh, Christopher Bell didn't make it the top. I thought he was in the top 5.
You're talking about all these drivers.
So
this one right
Hamlin
here,
is the only one left in the pole.
Blaney, I am impressed with the lap he did. Coming out of that Group A, Right, the
So
first group
Danny's
out
the only
there
one left in the
really
poll,
having to
and
struggle with
other
what to do
NASCAR
with the race
drivers. But thank
car,
you for that
man behind the
subscribe
wheel.
too
Those
as
guys
well.
figured that out. Championship team. The fastest lap so far in qualifying came from Group A, believe it or not. Ryan Blaney.
Yeah, and I think that was a progression of the qualifying order.
Thank you, Kathleen, for that 10,000 subscribers.
For the final round of last season have been pretty spectacular in the first 4 races of this season. 3 of them have been to victory lane, and the 4th is the point standing leader.
Brian Murphy, thank you for the subscribe. Appreciate that. So we're going to a commercial break. Top 10 coming up here. Josh Berry, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Chase Briscoe, Joey Logano, Bubba Wallace. Only 2 Toyotas in the top 10. And look at those Chevys and the Fords. Look at those Fords. Berry, Blaney, Briscoe, Logano, Michael McDowell. Look at those Fords in the top 10. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. Jake says, go Chase Elliott. What's going on? Chase looked pretty strong there. But there is the link, y'all, for the next stream coming about 6:45 or so. Might be a little later, 6:50. But the race starts at 7, so 7 Central. So make sure you're over there waiting on me. We'll go live. I'm going to reset the computers, change out all the graphics, and have a good rate stream for you guys coming up tonight as we're at the truck race at Bristol, baby. So we're going to have a good time. The truck race they're going to wreck some trucks tonight, I have a feeling, considering these guys are having troubles going through the turns. We'll see what happens. You just got the munchies all of a sudden, Kathleen says. San Diego Kid, that turn was not too good. They were having some issues in turns 3 and 4. So if you're over on Facebook, make sure you're liking the stream. And if you're on Twitch, make sure you're following us, and you're on Twitter, giving us a follow and a retweet. But we're streaming on all 4 platforms tonight. And as we are in 2024, as much as we can, that Facebook allows. Facebook has some little weird stuff too, but we have emojis for you members if you like to become a member. Over 20 Rex, Andrew says tonight. We'll see. But if you want to become a member, it's 99 cents for a whole month, and it reoccurs after that. So if you guys would like to become a member, you get access to emojis. If you want to become a pro, you get access to new vlogs, and if you're an MVP member, you get a live stream, which we haven't been able to do. We've been really busy as late, but we're going to get back to that on Mondays. Members Mondays, you get a vlog and a live stream on Mondays. So we'll see if anybody wants to have fun this weekend. So appreciate y'all being here. Go Blaney. Bill says, thank you for subscribing. Danny Thomas over there on Facebook. Thank you so much for the subscribe on YouTube. Danny Thomas. Appreciate that. But yeah, they've had some issues in turn 3 and 4 on that second lap. He just was not fast enough. But a couple of the Hendricks, though, looking good. Larson, Elliott, and Byron all in the top 10 here. So we'll see what happens. How do we watch it live? Zombie Joe, you can watch it on Fox Sports 1 on cable or watch it on the Fox Sports 1 app. But that's your only way of watching it live here on YouTube. If someone's showing it on YouTube, it'll be shut down eventually. But they don't allow that stuff, so. Just waiting on the top 10 to qualify, and then we've got another 15 minutes here, and we'll have a poll winner, and then it'll be truck race game day, race day, and then I'm going to take about an hour off, 45, 50 minutes off, and we'll be ready for the truck race, and we'll spend the night together. No one won yet, Stitch. It's qualifying, and Josh Berry will be the first one out. So we're trying to find a pole sitter for tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. Ford dominating qualifying. Yeah, looking good. Blaney was the fastest of both A and B. So here we go.
All right, the Group A drivers, slowest to fastest, will run first, then the Group B drivers, and we'll see who wins the pole. Jamie.
Well, Kyle Larson had not 1, but 2 great laps there. He'll move on to the second round. So, Kyle, now that the track is all in the shade, anything differently for this second round?
I don't know. I assume it's going to have a tighter balance just from your cycle on your tires, but yeah, I don't know if the shade will affect things. So
Got to talk and steer at the same time. Thanks, Kyle. He'll go out for the second round here, see if
That
he
would
can
be
put it on
something
the pole,
Northeast.
guys.
He's run here great
Jamie,
the last 3 races.
All right, so Larry Mack, 4 of these 10 drivers only ran 1 lap in round 1. What kind of difference could that make?
Well, Mike, we know the racetrack is pretty fickle right now, but I just cannot convince myself that just having 1 lap is not good for that race car. But you know the way I'd handle it, Mike? If I'm one of those 4 crew chiefs that only has 1 lap on my tires, I'm telling my driver that's the way to go. If I'm one of the other 6 that has 2 laps, I'm saying you got 2 laps on your tires. That's going to be better.
What he's saying, Mike, is we're all a bunch of mental head cases when we're sitting in those cars. So
we are.
He's our psychiatrist.
Oh,
crew
boy.
chief is.
Chin strap. That's what that is, Kevin. The old chin strap.
Something in the water says, how does one become in Group B? It's random. It's based on practice.
Under your chin.
Yep.
Or I think it's points, based on points, and then it's random, I believe. I'm not really too sure.
All right, let's settle this. 10 drivers.
Something in the water. He
William
finished
Byron, who ran a 15:40
I
in
believe,
round 1
in the spring race, and I can't remember what he finished in the
Group
fall.
A.
I was too busy rooting on Denny because he won.
So happy I'm not driving.
Wasn't paying attention.
We
Here goes William Byron. Let me see those 24s in the chat.
Tires is very important.
$15.77 compared to a 15:40 in round 1.
That's quite a bit of fall off. I wouldn't have expected that. Wouldn't think William did either.
And the second lap is slower.
And you can feel that, Kevin, coming to the green. That's the only indication you have. All right.
15.771
level, rolling through 3 and 4 coming to the green, because that's all I have. Now I have to commit into turn 1 off of what I felt.
Best
3
time.
and 4.
Yeah, now as Joey.
Here comes Joey Logano. Let me see those 22. Mr. Pole Rebel says
15.7, and he's going to go. Oh, now what should I do? How fast should I try to go?
Logano was a 15:38 in round 1.
He's won here a couple times too.
White flag.
15:50.
Well, you saw him have to turn right there getting into turn 1, and that he had to wait on the throttle after he had to make that big correction on entry.
So he's on the pole as right now.
First
we'll
lap
see what
is
happens.
the faster of the 2, but Logano's fall off was only 12
Karen says the 22, the 4, and the 34.
Round 1.
All right, let's see what
I'm
Michael
impressed with that
McDowell can
50.
do.
I mean, you know Byron's no slouch out there, and to be that much faster than him was a pretty good lap for Logano.
The Fords look good, y'all.
McDowell was also a 15:38 in the first round.
See McDowell above the strip there and came back down into it and actually heard him shift in the middle of the corner.
Logano's got a little lead on McDowell. 2 car lengths. At least 2 car lengths.
Let's see how
Back
much
to
better
3
Logano's
at the start-finish
car
line.
Cut, hug that yellow line.
And then
in the
McDowell
middle
gets
to
a
the
little
exit of the
faster.
corner.
Oh, he got loose.
A 71 for McDowell, who is 1 and done.
So McDowell
And
cuts
that's
it
a
off.
fall off of 0.3.
It's amazing. That's 2 tenths hung on some pretty good qualifiers. That 34
That's
car
right,
has been
Tennessee
up front
Smokey.
every single race so far. Man, has some speed in that.
Tennessee Smokey, are you a big Vols fan?
Bubba Wallace.
We do Tennessee basketball here as well,
in the
guys.
first
We'll
round.
be doing hopefully the March Madness game coming up here next week.
Bubba's been solid all weekend
Bubba!
long. I say that weekends nowadays.
Any
there's
Bubba
just one
fans
20-minute
that are not
practice
afraid to
hour.
say
His
they
whole
are?
Practice was pretty sporty.
See
I'll
those
look for this
Bubbas in the
23 car to
chat.
be up front tomorrow.
You see that thing?
Whoa.
Death wobble on the way into turn 3
Oh,
there.
Bubba got loose a little bit.
We did what we needed to do, though. Let's see if we can get it put together. come back a little bit on the second lap. Hasn't been the case for the other three cars, but you never know. That was a big slip up. Nonetheless, worst case, we're starting 10th.
Yeah, and the worst part about screwing up here is when you do it in the middle of 3 and 4.
The best part is when you make the top 10 and that's all you're going to go back.
That's right.
Did the 43 qualify? Yeah, he just did make the top 10.
A second from the first round.
See Ryan Blaney aggressively.
Blaney peeled out.
Going to get some heat in those tires.
Yeah, that or I think he's probably trying to clean them off. Trying to clean you see all the marbles up the racetrack from that resin.
The reigning champ. Yeah, you saw that, Rebels?
That is probably picked up on the way in, so Ryan Blaney did a big burnout trying to clean those tires up.
Was the fastest car.
Yep, 15-13. 15-13 in the first round.
Committed getting into the corner. Really drove that car deep into the corner.
Teammate versus teammate here.
In the middle, got back to the gas. Still good down here. Like what I see.
Two Penske Fords battling for the top spot, and it goes to Blaney.
Wow.
Fastest in practice.
Business is picking up, boys.
Total
and that's
practice.
A fall off of 2/10.
And he's on the pole.
He's going to play 2.
This one's just for experience.
Okay. Halfway through the final round of
Penske
qualifying.
Fords
at
looking
the
good.
front. Blaney
in the neighborhood. Blaney on the pole as of right now. Logano, McDowell, Byron. So those 3 Fords got Barry coming up. Larson, Elliott, Hamlin, Briscoe. Could it be an all top 5 Ford Fest here? Top 6 Ford Fest here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Top 5 Ford Fest. Could it be? We'll see. But thanks so much, guys, for making this a great time. 224 likes. Over almost 10,100 subscribers. Appreciate that so much, guys. We'll see if we can get that taken care of at the truck race. So in the pin message above, guys, make sure you're going over there and waiting on me about 6:45, 6:50 possibly for the truck race. We'll have the live audio of the FS1. If they supply any in-car cameras, we'll show them. But normally the truck races have not had any in them. So get ready for the caution flag to go crazy tonight. We might have a record caution. Someone said 20 caution flags tonight. We'll see. What car will be left after that's over, we'll never know. But my pick tonight is Christian X in that 19. So also Kyle Busch is racing tonight in that 7. So that should be interesting to see him in the track as well. So bring back your audio here in just a second. But make sure you guys over there go hit that like button for us. So we'll get that going. We'll get over to 100 likes before the race starts over there on our next stream. So that's what we've been doing here. A lot of racing here on the weekends. Been hanging out. Just FYI, next week, CeeLo's taking the weekend off. So just FYI, there will be no racing from Coda on the channel next week. We will let you have the weekend preview and paint scheme, though, next week, next Friday. So look forward to seeing that. Here we go. Back to it.
Closest, he came within a 10th. Ryan Blaney is fastest. He was just within a quarter second of what he ran in the first
Josh
round.
Berry. Too bad Brad has to whip all these guys.
I'm glad I don't have to do that anymore.
Well, hey, he put one out there. Come and get it, boys. Let's see what you got. That's a big lap for Ryan
Maybe this
Blaney
weekend, James.
12 car.
Maybe this weekend.
Yeah, and he was the only one in that group that only ran 1 lap on his tires in the first round. You see Josh Berry do exactly what Ryan Blaney
more
did.
trucks in the garage.
Big burnout trying to clean those rear tires off.
Now,
here goes Josh Berry.
3 of the 5 drivers had only 1 qualifying lap in the first round. Berry, Briscoe, and Hamlin.
We've seen massive speed out of these 4 dark horses all year long. Just haven't been able to, necessarily
See what
guide
he can
the
do
missile in the race, so to speak. But maybe they'll get it all put together here this weekend in Bristol. Great turnaround nonetheless for Berry. I love this turnaround for the 4 car. Needed this run.
Come on, boy.
It's going to be a decent lap for Josh, but you saw him just slide on the entry into
Just
3
close.
just a little bit.
He is
Not gonna
second,
try
but
it.
he has done the best job of backing up his round 1 speed. He was only 8/100ths off
Good
of his
job,
first
Josh
round
Berry.
time.
Those guys needed a confidence booster.
Thank
Good
you,
job.
Dale,
Good
for
job,
that
Rodney
subscribe.
Childers,
Dale,
Josh Berry and
appreciate
company,
that.
all those guys.
For sure.
All right, here's Chase.
Started a trend.
Well, now the next
Everybody's
2 drivers,
peeling
Chase
out.
Elliott
Blaney
and Kyle
started
Larson, they ran both laps in round 1.
I like how Chase took off and didn't waste any time trying to warm the tires up. Just got up to speed.
See what Chase can do. but not fast enough for Blaney. Oh, Blaney still in the pole. I'm sorry, I thought Josh Berry got the pole.
Fourth for Elliott.
Fourth. So everybody's running one lap.
Again. At 61 is 4/10 off of the first round.
Yeah, and he's struggling with the back. And then can't roll the speed through the center of the corner with the front. Struggling with the back on entry, it looks like.
I'm going to watch one more car go. This one right here. We know he ran 2 laps, and then I'm going to make a decision
Denny,
on whether
and
I think
Chase
this one
left.
lap
Here
in
comes
qualifying
Larson.
versus 2 is going to be the benefactor. If he struggles, Kyle Larson, his 5 car, because of what we think is running 2 laps, look
Howdy,
for
Rebel X.
Denny Hamlin, the last guy
What's
that
up,
was
buddy?
on one lap on his tires.
So when Kyle Larson ran in the first round, his first lap was 3rd quickest. His second lap picked up and was faster, and he was 2nd fastest at the time.
Oh, Larson.
Wow.
Up the racetrack into turn 3, just trying to roll a bunch of speed on entry. And
I'm sold. Should have ran 1 lap.
1 lap.
And he's the one that started that. Ryan Blaney right there. They did it in that first group.
We kept telling them.
Well, some of them followed suit. By the way, Briscoe is. When I said the last car, I meant the last car is Denny Hamlin out for qualifying.
Briscoe and then Denny Hamlin.
Cars right here, 1 lap.
Remember last fall here, Kyle Larson got loose on his first lap of qualifying. Started
One
this
lap
race
here.
36th. So this place has
He got loose, Jamie, into the turn.
Marshall right back up through him, and they will.
Well, the good news is it's only going to be 10th.
And it's mixed all over the board. We've got drivers' names,
All right,
everybody all
Briscoe.
over the place because of the conditions today. That's good for us come Sunday. It's going to be fun.
Chase Briscoe in round 1 was 3/100 slower than Ryan Blaney. So was Denny Hamlin. Briscoe and Hamlin tied.
Yeah, he drove into turn 1 too hard, missed the bottom.
Yep.
Cost him some time on the first lap.
It ain't going to be
Car still
Briscoe.
looks tight
He's
down
going to buy
between
3
40
car
seats.
lengths.
Just not quite as pointed as good as Blaney's was.
5th for Briscoe.
Higher off of 2 on
Yeah.
exit, losing more time.
See him loose on the entry to 3. It's a handful out there, boys.
All right, it's going to come down to Denny or Blaney.
Got one more, Blaney. One more bullet to dodge.
One more, baby.
15:61 for Briscoe. His first lap was the
What
lap
did you do
of
with the
record,
5 car? I don't
fall
know.
off of 45.
Come on, Denny, icy boy.
So Denny Hamlin.
Let's go.
3/100.
Let's get the
slower than
pole,
Blaney
baby.
in
Let's
round
go.
1. This is for the pole. Each ran only 1 lap in the first round.
All right, man.
Was
Let's go.
bad fast last time they were here.
Let's go. He's out
3/4
front.
at the top of the board.
Half a car length. It's going to be close. He's got him by, it's going so close. Blaney's got him.
3rd for Hamlin.
Got tied off of 4.
15:45. Fall off of 3/10. Blaney fell off only 22/100ths.
Yep. Congratulations, Ryan Blaney. Let me see those 12. Someone in the chat earlier said Blaney was going to get the pole today. He must have been from the future.
Ryan Blaney, high five.
Congratulations, Ryan Blaney.
A driver I talked to today that didn't have questions and just feeling out of sorts. How did you put it all aside to get your first pole here at Bristol and your first pole of the year?
Yeah, proud of the whole Menards group. You know, Ford Mustang was fast all day and really good in round 1 and made some adjustments for the second round. And I think the track kind of caught everybody by surprise. Honestly, like the time fall off, the grip loss behind the wheel was incredible. It was huge. So it was like, who can not mess up a lap and still, you know, put a decent time down. So that was fun. It was fun, you know, working through it. I wish I could even do it over again, try to make our car even better because I think there was still some more out there. But yeah, proud of everybody, Menards, Ford. Great to have Dutch Boy on the car, Advanced Auto Parts, Body Armor, Dex Imaging, Wabashworth. Everybody makes it possible. Cool to get our first pole of the year and excited to go tomorrow.
I think this defending series champion had a little bit of fun today, Mike.
I think so. First pole since April 2022 at Richmond for Ryan Blaney. It's an all-Ford front row. Blaney and Josh Berry. Fastest Toyota is Hamlin in 3rd. The fastest Chevy is Chase Elliott in 5th. Coming up on FS1, NASCAR Truck Series Race Day, and then at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, the Truck Series Race. We'll see you tomorrow for 500 laps at Bristol as we congratulate Ryan Blaney, pole winner.
All right, so there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for hanging with us today. Appreciate it. Make sure you're going over there waiting on us for the truck race. We'll be ready for you guys around 6:45, 6:50. If I'm a little bit 5 minutes late, don't panic. We'll have it on before the race starts. So thank you guys so much. I'm going to turn all this off, reset everything, get all the stats and graphics ready to go for you guys. And let's go back to the main studio. And there it is, the Food City 500 qualifying complete with Ryan Blaney. Congratulations to the pole tomorrow, the all-Ford front row, Josh Berry on the outside, and then Denny, and I think it was Briscoe, wasn't it? I think it was. Nope, I'm sorry, Logano. So Blaney, Josh Berry, Denny Hamlin, Logano, Chase Elliott, Chase Briscoe, Michael McDowell, William Byron, Bubba Wallace, Kyle Larson are your top 10 of the Food City 500. Should be fun tomorrow. Should be a good time. We'll see you in about an hour. About 45, 50 minutes over there for the truck race. It should be a good time tonight. Let's go racing at Bristol tonight. And if you're watching on replay to see who got the pole, make sure you're hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel for all NASCAR content here on the channel. And go check out that vlog I did for the race weekend and preview tonight before the truck race starts. So, and let me see your comments on the below. Who is your favorite paint scheme? But thank you for all the likes. Thank you all the new subscribers. Thank you to my mods. Thanks to my lovely wife, Spain. I love you, girl. And thank you for watching. Until then, we'll see you tomorrow or just a little bit for the truck race. If not, we'll see you tomorrow for the Food City 500. Let's go.